At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Oh, yeah. What's going on? Westwood One Sports Night. Family, welcome in to a Tuesday night edition of Westwood One Sports Night. You are tapped into the youngest in charge, Linnell Willingham, taking you up to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the People's Show. You know how to get at me. 310-840-4910 is the number. 310-840-4910 is the number. You can tweet at me as well. Same handle on each and every social media platform. It is at NELL_BTP. Appreciate you locking into the program, however you're doing so. Sirius XM Channel 375, WestwoodOneSports.com, and the always free Westwood One Sports app. You can check out the live stream on YouTube and X, on X at NELL_BTP. On YouTube, just search Westwood One Sports Night. Last night, because of you people, our highest viewed show to date. So we appreciate you all continuing to lock into the program, man. Like, subscribe, comment to get long-form content, entire segments, YouTube shorts. And then at the end of this bad boy, you get all 4 hours in its entirety. A lot to talk about. What a night, man. What a day in the world of sports, man. We're going to break it all down over the next 4 hours. I don't know if you heard the tail end of our pal Pat Boyle on BetMGM tonight, but Bam Adebayo going Kanye crazy. And this hits different for me because I am based out of the nation's capital. I do bleed. I was going to say I bleed burgundy and gold, but those are the Commanders' colors. I don't know what the hell I bleed in terms of the Wizards. Red, white, and blue, whatever their stupid color scheme is, I bleed embarrassment tonight because the Washington Wizards allow Bam Adebayo to surpass Kobe Bryant on the NBA's single-game scoring list with an 83-point performance. I don't know what's worse. You tell me, D-Day, our esteemed producer of the show. What is worse? We're two Wizards lovers, two pain freaks, is the best way that I could put it. What's worse, the Wizards giving up that dirty, filthy 83 or giving up 150 points? Good evening, my friend. I'm hot under the collar about this.
You are. I'm not. I loved it. I wanted Bam to go. I wanted him to break Kobe's record. I don't care about the wood. They're going to lose 1,000 games. That's what I wanted them to lose. In a game, there's 82 of these things. Who cares? Who cares? I want to watch history. Who cares? Send them to the free throw line 100 times. I don't care.
Don't you want to watch real history? Doesn't this seem fabricated a little bit? Doesn't this seem manufactured when you think about Miami fouling to get extra possessions? Like, what are we doing here? Heat culture my ass. I thought this was totally Bush League by the Miami Heat. And I'm mad at my Wizards for allowing it to happen on their head top.
I'm not that mad. I don't care. It's the most I paid attention to an NBA game this entire season.
That's the good point there. Think about it like this. Last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit a buzzer beater 3 against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. One of the best games that we've ever seen this young man have. And statistically, it was like one of those statistical anomalies where it was something that hadn't been done since Michael Jordan. And because I'm a terrible host, I guess, right? We barely mentioned it on this program, if at all. Bam Adebayo scores this fluke-ass 83 points. It's the lead story. It's everything I want to talk about. On a night in which Maxx Crosby gets hit with the okey-doke, on a night in which the Ravens practice a PhD in jug and finesse. We'll get to that coming up later on in the show. I am totally stunned at what we saw tonight in the NBA. I want to give you some numbers on this to give you some context to the trifling performance that we saw tonight. And that's what I'm calling it. You can say I'm hating. I don't know what I'm more upset about. Bam Adebayo and the way that he got this, and we're going to talk about it here in a second, or the fact that my beloved Washington Wizards allowed this to happen to them. And I say it all the time, like, it's one of them joints where I don't say it with a lot of pride that I'm a Wizards fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where, oh, I'm a Wizards fan. I don't like, where do you see Wizards gear on my nice backdrop here? It's Bilal Coulibaly and Alex Sarr hiding in the corner over there because I don't really love the Wizards. I do. But I'm embarrassed about it. And, like, this is just another blip for us. We've been the laughing stock of the NBA, it feels like, for the past 3-4 seasons. And then you give up 83 to Bam Adebayo. How did he get 83 points, Linnell? How did it happen? Well, he made 36 free throws, the most in NBA history. He attempted 43 free throws, the most in NBA history. He shot 22 three-pointers, tied for the third most in a game in NBA history. Here's what's crazy. There's no footage of Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game, right? I think people question whether or not it even happened. If Bam could hit the wide side of a barn tonight from 3, if he was interested in making free throws, he could have had 100 tonight. Every angle that I look at this from, it just feels like, damn, not my Wizards. Now, I'm going to be a nerd here for a second and talk about something most of the general public give a rat's ass about. Alex Sarr had 23 in the first half, though. Huh. Taking in style, though. Huh. Like, it's all crazy to me. I want to open up the phones on this immediately because I think anytime you have a historical feat like this happen in pro sports, everybody wants to get in on it. So you can do so at 310-840-4910. I'm going to continue to rap about it because I'm stunned that this went down the way that it did. Bam Adebayo, before tonight, his career high, ladies and gentlemen, was 32 points. 32! And he pops off for 83 tonight, dog. 31 in the first quarter. Denton, we have totally differing opinions on this. Denton is happy because he got to see, history be made technically, right, in an NBA game in a regular season. That's great. I look at it from a totally different lens. I look at it from the perspective of this is why they don't need 82 damn games. This is why they don't need to play 82 games. Because on a random Tuesday, Bam Adebayo scores 83 against the Wizards. They're popping bottles in Miami. They're pouring water bottles on the dude. They're acting like this was actually impressive. Am I being disrespectful when I say that, Dan? I'm willing to go as far as to say this wasn't impressive to me. 20 of 43, 7 of 22 from downtown, 36 of 43 from the free throw line. Yet I'm not impressed because of how it ultimately went down. Fouling. 2 minutes left playing Hack-A-Wizard. You dropped 83 against Anthony Gill. We can literally, this is why the NBA's regular season product, this is another example of how it's watered down and low-key means nothing to me, if I'm being totally honest, right? I want to play a game. We could play a game tonight if we wanted to, on the phones. I'm looking at the box score, and it's Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, and then the slam dunk guy. It's quite literally the only 3 names that I recognize here. Who the hell was on the floor with them? Who the hell was on the floor for the Wizards tonight? I mean, this is just, it's ludicrous to me. And I'm a big Kobe guy. Obviously, LeBron, to me, is the best of all time. But I put respect on Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Every chance that I get. I feel for Kobe right now. I feel for Kobe fans out there right now. Bam Adebayo, I ain't even trying to hate on you, bro. I'm not trying to poo-poo on you. Honestly. Anybody that thinks I'm being ridiculous in this too, like, I just have standards. He was 7 of 22 from 3. How the hell did the officials, that's the other part about this that makes me sick. It didn't happen organically. That's the number one thing that, like, rubs me the wrong way with what Bam Adebayo did tonight. And obviously, I'm going hard in the paint early on it because it happened against my Wizards. You got to understand where I'm coming from, y'all. This ain't personal. It's just that it happened to my Wizards, so now I got a sour taste in my mouth. Like I said to open, I don't know what's worse. The fact that we gave up 83 to Bam or 150 total. We gave up 150 damn points. Whew. What a night in the world of sports. Bam Adebayo, 36 made free throws en route to a 83-point performance. Second most all time. Wilt, Bam, Kobe. Those are the 3 names that are now together and synonymous with one another in scoring history in the NBA. Totally nuts. 310-840-4910 is the number. It's almost, and I'm trying to still have respect for the game. I'm trying to still have respect for Bam while also trying to express just how disappointed I am that this happened to my Wizards. And I hate to be selfish about it. I'm going to keep bringing it up. But all jokes aside, like, is this impressive to you as a sports fan? 310-840-4910. When you think about how it went down, when you think about how lopsided the game was, when you think about the fact that they were playing Hack-A-Wizard, they were playing Hack-A-Wizard for the final 2 minutes. When you put all of that into perspective, is this impressive to you? Bam Adebayo, 83 points tonight at home against the Washington Wizards. 310-840-4910 is the number. I know we got some audio for you guys to let you hear how it sounded out in South Beach tonight. Boy, oh boy, just a regular random Tuesday night in the NBA. Bam Adebayo etching his name in NBA history.
82 points. Mama, we feel your joy. The second highest scoring game in NBA history, second only to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the New York Knicks when he was playing for Philadelphia.
They're chanting MVP. The fact that they were chanting MVP is disgusting. Are we serious? I don't know. Am I being overly critical of the performance? Am I not giving it enough credit? 310-840-4910 is the number. Is this impressive to you as a sports fan? 83 points, Bam Adebayo. Second most points ever in an NBA game. 83 points. I can't believe, one, there's a part of me where I kind of, side with Denton a little bit. I'm just happy to be a part of history tonight, I guess, on a random Tuesday. I guess everybody's getting buckets tonight. I'll be so real with you, right? We're going to talk about some college basketball as it is conference tournament season in the world of college basketball. I don't even think this was the most impressive performance tonight. Honestly. I think A.J. DeBonsta dropping 40 tonight, fresh off of being snubbed for a Big 12 Conference Player of the Year, I think that was the most impressive performance that we saw tonight. Not Bam's inorganic, I guess is the word, 83-point performance. 310-840-4910 to get your thoughts on what we've seen here tonight. There's a lot more for us to touch on as we roll throughout the night here. As I mentioned, just one of those days in the world of sports where everything is happening. Can someone check on the Americans? Can someone check on the Americans with the baseball bats in their hands? 8-0 the last time I checked to the Italians. What Italian do you know that plays baseball? Stunned. It's just that type of night. Just that type of night. We appreciate you being here. However you're locked into the program tonight. You can check us out on one of our over 200 affiliates nationwide as we take you coast to coast here on Westwood One Sports Night. You can check out the visual element of the program as well. We're streaming live on YouTube and X. On the X app, it is at NELL_BTP. On YouTube, just search Westwood One Sports Night. Like, subscribe, and comment to the show, man. You can check us out nightly. What's the subscriber count at? Maybe that's the perfect time in the show to do that. Denton, if you could help us out with that, my friend. You all have been, like I continue to say, I don't mean to sound like we begging here on Westwood One Sports Night, but y'all have absolutely kicked ass in terms of growing the subscriber count on YouTube. Last night, our most viewed show yet. So you all continue to work, man, so we can work it.
734. If we don't get to 750 by the end of the night, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to be very sad.
Oh, we may get to 750 by the end of the hour. Then we may get to 750 before you know. I hope we get to 800 by the night. I set the bar high for you all. The best sports fans in the country here on Westwood One Sports Night. Taking you coast to coast with the youngest in Charles and L. Willingham. What a day in the world of sports. Bam Adebayo, 83-point performance against the Washington Wizards tonight. Are you impressed by the feat or no? 310-840-4910 is the number. 310-840-4910 is the number. That was the lead of our show. What should have been the lead was the Ravens showing that they have their PhD in jug and finesse. I'll give you the details on that next here on Westwood One Sports Night. This portion of the show brought to you by our friends at Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com.
Kenneth Walker is headed to Kansas City. The Super Bowl MVP teams up with Patrick Mahomes and the returning Travis Kelce. With Walker at running back, are the Chiefs now Super Bowl favorites? Westwood One Sports.
tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Just getting rolling as we take you coast to coast here on Westwood One Sports Night. You're tapped in to the youngest in charge of Willingham. I'll get you up to 3 a.m. Eastern Time on an event-filled night in the world of sports. Bam Adebayo, 83 points against my beloved Washington Wizards. I don't know what's worse, the fact that Bam scored 83 or the fact that the Wizards gave up 150 points. Taking your calls at 310-840-4910 on whether or not we're respecting what Bam Adebayo did tonight. NBA record, 43 free throw attempts. NBA record, 36 free throws made. He was 7 of 22 from beyond the arc tonight. I am honestly not that impressed by what happened. Maybe you all on the phones have a differing opinion than I do. You can let me know at 310-840-4910. It is the People Show. You know how we get down here on Westwood One Sports Night. We got to hear from you, especially on a night like tonight. Bam Adebayo in the Miami Heat on a random Tuesday in March. Making some history, man. Part of me feels like I'm sipping on a haterade, right? Part of me feels like I'm not Team Bam. I don't know if anybody should want to be Team Bam. That sounds very cheesy and corny. Don't be Team Bam. It just feels like anytime, as a sports professional, right? As a sports media guy, as a fan of basketball, part of me feels like, damn, am I being ungrateful? Part of me feels like, damn, am I not giving credit where credit is due? But, like, when you add in the context of how Bam Adebayo got to the 83 points tonight, I almost wish it never happened. Happy for Bam. Happy for Mama Adebayo. Happy for Asia Wilson, who, if you follow her on TikTok, debuting a bob. Our females out in the audience know what the bob cut is. Hopefully none of our men out there have a bob. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Am I a hater? That's what I want to know. 310-840-4910. Am I a hater? Am I overlooking what Bam Adebayo did? Because if I'm being honest, I told you all already, this was not my most impressive feat of the night when it comes to basketball. The best freshman in the country, without a shadow of a doubt. A.J. DeBonsa, 40-point performance, fresh off of being snubbed for the Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. That, to me, is more impressive. Am I hating on Bam? 310-840-4910 is the number. Let's go out to Miami. Let's go out to the scene of the crime. Mike is in Miami, wanting to tap into Westwood One Sports Night. What's going on, brother? Am I hating or what?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I definitely do. You think you're hating now. Even though I can't be objective because I'm a Heat fan, if you would have told me who would score 83 points, Bam would be the last guy I would choose. Not even on the Heat team, just one of the guys in the league. That's not really his game. He's not really a high-efficient scorer. He's more of a putback guy, back to the basket tipping. And to see him break Kobe's and go off for 83 points, and the way he did it tonight, just attacking the rim as aggressively he did. I know the three-point shooting wasn't too good. He only made 7 out of 22. But the way he was just attacking all night, I was just insanely impressed, man. I know it's against the Wizards, who are not very good and playing for a lottery.
Easy now, pal. Hey, easy now, pal.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so my bad. I know you're a Wiz fan. But
no,
just if you would have taken everything into account, you would have think it would be one of the elite ball handlers and scorers like Luka or Jokic.
I know.
Or
That's the other part of this.
Curry.
Yeah.
This would be this is like the most unexpected record that you would select, because that's never been his game. I think the only time he's only broken 43 points was his career high one time.
Never. His career high, 32 points was his career high, I believe.
Even more impressive because he's not really a ball handler. He doesn't have the ball in his hand all the time. It's more of a...
And he somehow figured out a way to do it, man. I appreciate the call as always, man. 310-840-4910 is the number. I mean, I trust the Heat fans' knowledge. Let me say this. I have a tweet bookmarked here from Ashley Nicole Moss saying that Bam Adebayo's career high before this was 32. So it was not it.
It was 40.
So it was 43. 41.
Yeah.
So damn. Might as well have been 32. I mean, sheesh. I think what the caller brought up was a really good point. Like, Bam's like the last guy I would have thought that this would happen for. Like Luka, what did Luka have a couple of years ago? Was it 74?
He had 73.
73? Like, when that happened, I respected it more because of how Luka did it. Wasn't a bunch of free throws. He was spraying from beyond the arc and getting to the Baja. But, man, with Bam, I do want to give some credit. It is impressive. But every time I think about giving him credit, I think about the fact that he should have had 100. We should have witnessed Wilt's record get broken tonight. He was 7 of 22 from 3. I got a mini basketball hoop in here. I will shoot 22 threes. I guarantee you I'll make more than 7 of them. I know it's way different, but you pick up what I put down here. Like, that's hard to miss that many three-pointers. First of all, if that doesn't show you that there was an agenda tonight, when the hell is Bam shooting 22 trays in a game? There was an agenda tonight. I don't know what it was about. Then I hear people hollering about something, heat culture. Heat culture, my behind. 310-840-4910 is the number. Am I hating on what happened tonight or what? Let's go to Trippy out in Baltimore. Trippy, we'll get to you on Maxx Crosby coming up, but I do want to get your thoughts on what happened here tonight with Bam Adebayo. What you got for us?
Hey, man, I ain't watched the game, but my friend because, we be sports fans, he was like, man, Bam got 74. I said, what? Then all I kept saying was.
Can you just pause for a second and think about how crazy that just sounded coming out your damn mouth?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, Bam got 74. It don't even sound right.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what, Bam? But, Kobe Bryant, that's my favorite player, so I was just hoping that he broke the 81 record. But, it's good, though. But, I ain't taking no shots at your team, though. It was the Wizards, though, bro. You know what I mean? But, hey, salute
how you
to
gonna say you ain't
him,
gonna take no shots and then proceed to unload the clip? Jeez Louise.
Hey, Len, I ain't gonna lie, though, bro. I'm really mad. I'm really hurt right now, man. But at the same time,
I bet you are.
I'm gonna just trust my GM because I'm trying to stay off of Twitter, man.
Look, Trippy. I'm gonna do you this favor. We're gonna throw you back on hold because I do wanna talk to you about what happened today with Maxx Crosby.
Okay.
We're going to throw you back on hold. I want to continue to roll through these calls on Bam Adebayo while we got him. We are going to talk about what would have been our lead story tonight. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, showing off that PhD in jug and finesse. They absolutely bamboozled the Las Vegas Raiders and, quite frankly, the rest of the National Football League tonight.
I'm going to be stat boy for you real quick.
Stat it up.
This was the 5th time that Bam Adebayo has shot in double-digit threes in a game.
Just double-digit?
Ever.
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 Man. Come on. He shot 20. Like, when has his shot diet ever looked like that? As Denton Day just told us, quite literally never. Denton just tagged in and told us, only 5 times in his career has he attempted double-digit three-pointers. And tonight he comes out with it hurts me to say the numbers. Bam Adebayo went so crazy tonight, though. I saw this tweet, and I want to give credit to who the tweet was from. So I'm going to try to find it in my bookmark. Somebody tweeted out, this is why the internet's crazy. Somebody tweeted out, they're going to piss test Bam Adebayo live on the air based off of how crazy he's gone tonight, man. It was one of those type of performances. Bam Adebayo, 83 points against the Washington Wizards. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't pretty, but he got it done. 36 made free throws, the most in NBA history. 43 free throw attempts, the most in NBA history. And then the 22 three-pointers attempted, tied for the 3rd most in an NBA game ever. The box score looked like this. 20 of 43, 7 of 22 from downtown, 36 of 43 from the charity stripe. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Bam Adebayo. Are we giving him credit for this or what? Are you impressed by what Bam Adebayo accomplished tonight? 2nd most points ever in an NBA game tonight against the Washington Wizards. Did this performance move the needle for you? Was this more impressive than what we saw from Luka scoring 74? I believe it was last season. Let me know. 310-840-4910. Jimbo's out in Atlanta. Wanting to chime in. Jimbo, what you got for us, man? Welcome in to Westwood One Sports Night.
Hey, man, thank you so much for taking my call, man. This is the first time I'm speaking with you, representing 92.9 The Game and all my people over here in Atlanta, Andy and Randy and Turtle
welcome.
all those guys, Dukes, Bell. But, hey, I think this is very, very impressive, man. Like, first off, you said it yourself, 7 for 22 on threes. Okay, this guy made 36 of 43 free throws.
Hold on. You're saying 7 to 22 on threes, like that's good. You can shoot better than 7 to 22.
No, bro, I can't, man. Let's be honest, okay? Like, I'm a golfer. I ain't a basketball player.
Where's your faith in yourself, brother? I dig it though.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, I wasn't gifted with the bless of the shot. I got the golf shot, but I ain't got the basketball shot. But that's all right.
There we go.
At the end of the day, I just wanted to just give him a shout out because, like, over the last, 9-10 games, he has literally only averaged around 21, 22, 23 points a game. Like, I mean, we're talking about 29 down to 17, somewhere in there. And you know what? I really want to just also, where was that extra rebound? Where was the extra rebound? He would have had a double.
For the double, right? For the double would have been crazy,
dog,
too.
Yeah, 9 rebounds.
It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy.
That would have been more impressive. At the end of the day, man, once again, like your other caller said, he did not. He is the two previous callers
the
before
fact
me,
that
man.
they had to hack a wizard, though, bro. Can you give me that point at least?
Hold on.
The fact
I'm
that they
from
had
Atlanta,
to hack a
man.
wizard.
So we just gave you guys Trey. So I got to give you a little crap there too, man.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, dog.
Oh,
Sorry,
I dig it. Everybody taking shots.
Let me let that out. I'm so sorry, man. Like, I don't want to be that guy, man. But like,
hey, look,
I just want to say,
you are that guy, pal.
Like,
you're the guy that's no longer on the air. I appreciate you, pal.
It's impressive.
310-840-4910. Getting some love from out in Atlanta, baby. You all an absolute damn trip on the phones. 310-840-4910. I'm going to continue to beat this drum till my hands get numb, till my hands get sore. I was not impressed. I got Team Joseph hopping in the YouTube chat. He agrees with me. Said it wasn't more impressive than Kobe. It was a bleep show watching the last quarter, forcing the ball to him the way that they did. I didn't like it at all. Thank you, good brother Joseph. Like, that's the one to me, man. I think that's our guy Derek out in Waldorf. Look, I'm right on board with that. That's exactly how I feel about the situation. Anytime you got a force feed, bro, down the stretch like that, that let me know. That let me know what this was. 310-840-4910. It's okay to disagree with me, though. If you like getting wool pulled over your eyes, if you like getting finessed, this was the game for you. This may have been the night for you. Wait till we tell you about how the Baltimore Ravens finessed the Raiders and the rest of the National Football League. That's coming up here on Westwood One Sports Night. We appreciate you locking in however you're doing so. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Just search Westwood One Sports Night on YouTube to stream the show nightly. What was more impressive, or was this impressive rather tonight? Bam Adebayo, 83 points, second most points ever in an NBA contest. I'm calling the bluff on it. I call poppycock on this being an impressive performance. I was not moved. The more impressive performance tonight belonged to the best freshman in all of college basketball, A.J. DeBonsa, BYU, 40 points, fresh off of being snubbed for Conference Player of the Year. Am I hating, or do you pick up what I'm putting down? Johnny is in Atlanta, wanting to check in. Johnny, what's going on, brother?
Man, that was the most pathetic performance I ever saw. I'm not impressed. It was embarrassing to watch. It remind me of that. I don't even know the name of the movie where the kid just come, the dude come up throwing up, let's make it rain, and just hitting bricks, and then hit everything. I forgot the name of that movie, but that would remind me of. It was more. I think I'm more disappointed in the Washington Wizards, and I think to let that even happen to them, that's so terrible. And
I'm allowed to say it. You all aren't. This is where y'all got the whole program messed up. I'm allowed to rag on the Wizards.
Serious.
You all are not.
I'm just saying that it destroyed a Hall of Famer legacy right there. Just because they want to go out there and tank so they can get another pick, they should be dismantled. They should be no more Washington Wizards. They need to trade them back. So I'm telling you, I'm so mad about that organization.
You just mad that we got Trae Young. All you hating ass Hawks fans are just mad that my Wizards got Trae Young.
Man, no, I'm mad because you let a legacy to get destroyed because y'all didn't want to play no defense. That's what I'm mad
I'm crushed
about.
by it.
It's made
I'm crushed by it.
I'm hurt about that. I'm a Kobe fan, and y'all let somebody who would never touch the Hall of Fame become a Hall of Famer now. Try to become. They say he should be.
Do we blame the referees? Hold on. You want to blame our Wizards? Hold on, John. You want to blame our Wizards? Where do we blame the officials? They put him on the line 43 times, brother. 43 times.
Who?
Come on,
somebody
man.
Somebody had to hit him. And I'm sorry, Wizards did it. They want to be known. They want to be known.
He just keeps calling my team sorry.
They know to be somebody.
310-840-4910. Here's the number here on Westwood One Sports Night. A lot more to get to. You all can continue to line up on the phones. Was Bam Adebayo's performance impressive tonight or what? 83 points. Some of you all are jocking it. I'm not buying it. Your calls at 310-840-4910. Plus, the Baltimore Ravens with a big-time fleece of the Las Vegas Raiders. The details on that next here on Westwood One Sports Night.
We are in the heart of free agency. This is the week that will shape your team's NFL season. Who will they add? Who will they lose? Follow every signing, surprise cut, and blockbuster trade as it happens on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
We're going to get into how the Ravens finessed the Raiders in the NFL coming up here in a second. But, I mean, as each passing moment goes by on this show, I get sicker and sicker thinking about what Bam Adebayo did tonight. Kobe Bryant turning over in his grave right now at what the Washington Wizards allowed to have happen. Bam Adebayo, 83 points tonight in Miami against the Wizards. Shot an NBA record 43 free throws, made an NBA record 36 free throws. According to Sam Quinn of CBS Sports, 13.5% of Bam Adebayo's total free throws made came tonight. On the season. Came tonight. A absolutely disgusting performance. Not one that I'm going to sit up here and applaud like some of your favorite pundits are going to do. I do not give credence to BS. That's what this was tonight. Bush League BS. And a big reason why the NBA needs to shorten its regular season. Because on some random Tuesday night in March, when no one's been talking about the NBA outside of Jason Tatum's return, I'll give you that, Bam Adebayo comes out and etches his name in history, scoring the second most points ever in an NBA game. Sick. Some people are going to applaud it. I think it's nasty work, especially when you consider how he got to the 83. Playing hack-a-wizard, getting extra possessions, trying to get the record. Heat culture, my ass. This was a disrespect to the integrity of the game, in my opinion. 310-840-4910 is the number here on Westwood One Sports Night. Am I over-exaggerating? Am I overreacting to what we saw from Bam Adebayo? Do you give it more credibility than I do? Do you think it's actually something worth cheering over? Do you think it's actually something worth celebrating? The fact that Bam Adebayo, as I roll the hell out of my eyes, scored 83 points. Colin's in Ohio wants to check in. What's going on, Colin? Colin.
Yeah. Hey, I
What's
just
going
want
on,
to
pal?
start by saying that I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I'm a diehard Kobe fan. I just had a son 3 months ago. His name is Kobe.
Wow.
But did you actually watch the game? He had
Yes.
70 points with, 9 minutes left?
He should have scored 100 tonight if he was actually skilled.
All right, so you're up 30 with 9 minutes left. What's the game plan? The game plan is give him the ball, and he's going to be shooting nonstop. So to say those numbers, 7 for 22, okay, that might sound bad, but that's a little overinflated. He's getting double team, triple team.
Does that make it more impressive? Does that
Yeah,
really make
he
it more
should have
impressive?
he
When they
probably
were
should have
literally
scored 100.
scheming. Dude, he's shooting against the double team and the triple team, playing bad basketball up 30
that's
to
the whole
get to the
plan.
83 points.
They got 4 guys on them. So it
That's the
reminds
issue
me of
that I have
Kobe's
with
last game. It reminds me of Kobe's last game.
Which was an
So
absolute
there's only one
embarrassment to
point.
Kobe.
The game's over. What are we doing? We're feeding him every time.
I think it's a total. I think it's a total
triple team,
disrespect
double
to the.
team.
I think it's a total disrespect to the game. Just how I look at it.
It hurt me to see him break Kobe's record, but I'm going to say that was their
Appreciate
whole
your
game
call,
plan.
pal. 310-840-4910 is the number. I mean, Pine Needle says, celebrate the guy on the phone. He's drunk and miserable, and he named his kid after a basketball player. I wouldn't say he's drunk. I mean, what, did he sound like he was sipping? He just sounded like a passionate Kobe fan. I don't know, though, man. Like, if you're a Kobe fan, like, I know there are a lot of you out there. The Mamba is, one of them ones, man. A lot of young men and women out there have Kobe as their favorite athlete ever. That's the backdrop on all of this. Kobe's record surpassed by Bam Adebayo in this fashion as a basketball stan, as a basketball fan. It does not sit right with me. We were questioning the sobriety of the last caller. Josh Sexton says, I'm drunk. So, here we go. Shout out to you, Josh. 310-840-4910 is the number. I mean, I'm taken aback by the whole thing. I wonder, as we move throughout the course of time, if this is able to stand. I thought what Luka did, and that was last year, correct, with Luka in the 74? Was that last year, 2 years ago? I was more impressed by that than what we saw tonight. Just because there wasn't any force feeding of the basketball. There wasn't any hack a wizard. Like, that's so trifling to me. And y'all probably like, damn, he's using the word trifling to describe it. He going a little hard, ain't he? You damn right I'm going hard. It was trifling. As a fan of basketball, to watch this is ignorant. It's ignorant, and there's no place in the sport for it. It's why Adam Silver and the money-hungry owners need to scale this damn schedule back. On a random Tuesday in March against the Wizards, you go for 83. If I was Bam, I would have been like, hey, pull me, Slim. I don't even want to do it against the Wizards. Not in this fashion. Am I not giving Bam Adebayo enough credit? 310-840-4910. I keep saying it. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. The performance tonight, in basketball that deserves to be talked about, that deserves to be the A topic in the A block of shows, is A.J. DeBonsa, the best freshman in the country, a 40-burger on 15 of 21 shooting, fresh off of being snubbed for the Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. That was the most impressive performance for me tonight. A lot of people going to look at Bam Adebayo and, quite frankly, get the glazing, man. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. 310-840-4910 for any of your thoughts on that. The biggest news of the day, since I'm now relegating Bam Adebayo to not even being big news anymore, the biggest news of the day, the Baltimore Ravens, you sneaky, sneaky bastards. I can't believe it. We had something totally unprecedented happen earlier. When we woke up this morning, Maxx Crosby was in Baltimore with the Ravens, was posted up with Shabuzi, smoking Black and Milds or whatever the hell he was hitting out of that brown wrapper. And everything felt like it was going to be love in the Charm City. Ravens got their pass rusher. Maxx found his winning destination. And then about an hour and a half before this show got underway, an absolute bombshell hits the timeline. Maxx Crosby, well, it happened in such a weird way. The Raiders put out a tweet that says the Maxx Crosby trade has been rescinded because of the Baltimore Ravens. No explanation as to why, just it was their fault. It was the Ravens' fault. Like, that's the way that I read the tweet from the Raiders' social media account. And come to find out, that's what happens. 2 first-round picks go back to Baltimore Maxx Crosby going back to the Las Vegas Raiders. And according to Diana Rossini, who is a very important piece in this story here tonight, she is reporting that Maxx Crosby failed his physical. The Ravens nixed the deal, called the deal off, pulled out, got cold feet because of a failed physical. Now, as I'm going to lay out to you guys here over the course of the next hour or so, because this stuff is messy as hell, what we saw tonight is something that's going to change maybe the course of history in the NFL, something that's going to change the rules forever in the NFL. This ability to make transactions happen and to have handshake deals before the league year opens up, Roger Goodell and company, they're going to put a stop to this. You know how Roger gets down. He wants to make an example of you. And what the Ravens did tonight is straight up just not pee. That's the best way that I can put it. The Ravens didn't keep it player tonight. This was, it's like getting over on somebody. But I look at it long term and go, well, Baltimore, you're going to be the one that gets hurt by this. Why would anyone want to do business with the Ravens now, knowing that this is how they carry themselves? You can't, I mean, to designate Maxx Crosby with a failed physical, some people are going to say it's chess when others are playing checkers. I think it totally sours the relationships that the Ravens could possibly have throughout the National Football League. I think it totally makes life more difficult for GM Eric DeCosta and company, because how in the hell are you going to trust the Baltimore Ravens now? 310-840-4910 is the number. I started to get into it. The Baltimore Ravens showing that they got their PhD in jugging finesse. I'll tell you how next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Oh, we're just getting rolling. It is going to only get messier as the show progresses here tonight. Appreciate you joining us, however you're doing so. Sirius XM, Channel 375, WestwoodOneSports.com, or the always free Westwood One Sports app. A lot of you out there listening on our over 200 affiliates. That was a tongue twister. Out there nationwide as we take you coast to coast each and every night here on Westwood One Sports Night. You can check us out on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, comment. Just search Westwood One Sports Night. Can we get right into it? I've been putting this off, and I've been hot under the collar about this for the past couple hours, but then Bam Adebayo decides to put up that fake-ass 83-point performance. So I kind of got sidetracked here. The lead story tonight was supposed to be the fact that the Baltimore Ravens basically gave the finger to the rest of the National Football League. That's what I'm calling it. The Ravens gave the finger to the rest of the NFL. Let me get you hip, shall I? So remember, this news broke on Friday. Maxx Crosby to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. Boom, signed, sealed, delivered. Maxx Crosby changed his profile picture to a Ravens edit. He made this 13-minute video thanking Raider Nation. So he was convinced that he was going to be a Raven. And he was in Baltimore this weekend. Pictures on IG at the Harbor. Hanging out, smoking stogies with Shabuzi. Having a grand old time was old Maxx Crosby. And then he got in the building today. And apparently he's been in the building all day long with Ravens coaches, some of the players, powwowing, kumbayaing, trying to figure out how the hell they're going to set the rest of the AFC on fire. First team, all vibes, Maxx Crosby, till about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. When the news came across my ticker, I have tweet notifications on for all the top insiders. When I got the tweet notification, I had a double take at it. I said, what? It's a tweet from the Raiders account. that says the Maxx Crosby deal is no longer happening because of the Ravens. Basically like a big finger point from the Raiders to the Ravens, because they're probably pissed internally. You know they are, because the Ravens are – this was a stinking-ass move by the Ravens. So here's basically what went down. They designate him with a failed physical. That gets Baltimore their picks back, and it's kind of like nothing ever happened. So many people got screwed over by this, and I'm going to explain it to you as we roll throughout this hour. So many people are impacted by this failed physical. But let's just start there. Let's just start there with the fact that there is a failed physical, period. It's total BS. It's total BS what the Ravens are doing. 110% BS. The Ravens, in my opinion, have now broken the trust of the other 31 franchises in the National Football League. Point blank. They have 110% broken the trust of the other 31 teams in the NFL. You do not cross another team like this. No one should want to do business with the Ravens from here on out. And this isn't the first time that they've done it. That's the part that really makes you scratch your head. This isn't their first time doing it. Back in 2018, the Ravens backed out of a 4-year, $29 million deal with wide receiver Ryan Grant due to an ankle injury. Happened with a defensive tackle in 2018, or 2019 rather, with the Ravens as well. This isn't their first rodeo doing this, but doing it with this being the stakes, 2 first-round picks. Come on, Baltimore. I kind of put on like my investigative journalism hat right off the rip with this, because it smelled slimy to me right off the rip. Failed physical. If you know about the NFL the way I know about the NFL, you know a failed physical is totally up to the discretion of the team. There can be 32 doctors throughout the course of the NFL. There can be 32 doctors throughout the course of the NFL. With this Maxx Crosby thing, guarantee you the other 31 would have passed him. What I think happened, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together here, what I think happened is the Ravens caught wind of Diana Rossini's report, her other report. 2 big reports today from Diana Rossini of The Athletic, senior reporter, one of the most plugged in the game. Rossini reported earlier, before the trade was rescinded, she reported that Bengals pass rusher, Trey Hendrickson, whose market was out of this world to start, she reported that he had come down on his asking price because nobody was willing to meet it, and that he was going to make a decision on his destination tomorrow afternoon. Why is that relevant in this situation? What I believe is this. The Ravens have been in communication with Trey Hendrickson the entire time. Because remember, nothing is made official until Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time when the league year begins. I think it may be 12 Eastern time. But you pick up what I'm putting down. The Ravens, in my opinion, got word that the price dropped on Trey Hendrickson, and I believe have a handshake agreement that tomorrow at noon Eastern time when the league year opens, he is going to sign with Baltimore. So with Baltimore having that concrete understanding, that unwavering doubt that they're going to land Trey Hendrickson, they said, well, hold the hell on. I can get just as impactful of an edge rusher without giving up 2 first-round picks, without giving up premium draft capital of that magnitude. And the rest is history. Why is this a problem? Because the Ravens, as I mentioned, this move of taking Maxx Crosby off of the market, the trickle-down effect is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The edge market has totally exploded as a result of Maxx Crosby not being on the market. Odafe Owe signed for $100 million yesterday with the Washington Commanders. Why? Because Maxx Crosby is not on the market. It drove every free agent's price up. Jalen Phillips, 4 years, $120 million with the Carolina Panthers. That number, that deal, from my vantage point, doesn't go that high if Maxx Crosby's on the market. There was a desperation that sat in with the other teams because there's a scarcity of edge rushers out there. You got to do what it do. When it comes to the edge rusher market, you shake a leg or lose one. You can't leave free agency without one if you're some teams. So the trickle-down effect is ludicrous. Not to mention the poor damn Raiders. They went out spending buku cash on free agents with the impression that Maxx Crosby's salary was off of their books. Now, by and large, it's still going to end up off the books. This deal's still going to happen, in my opinion, because everyone out there knows that Maxx Crosby is coming off of a meniscus tear. Everyone out there knows that he's not going to be available till about the springtime when you get into OTAs and mandatory minicamp. He may miss that part, but he'll be ready for training camp without a shadow of a doubt. Everyone that would be trading for him potentially knows that, including the Ravens, which is why it's totally Bush League that they decided to pull this out of their ass. And I hope the consequence is stiff. I hope Roger Goodell comes down with an iron fist because you now have to change some rules here. You can't get caught with your pants down like this if you're an NFL franchise. It totally changes how you maneuver. Guarantee you if the Raiders knew they were going to have Maxx Crosby around, Kwity Paye wouldn't have signed to the deal he signed to. I want to give you an update on this stuff. I forgot right as we were going on the air. Our guy, Adam Schefter of ESPN, tweeted a statement. Not a statement, but he clearly has spoken to some folks within that organization talking about the Raiders. And he had this to say an hour ago. Raiders have already received, quote, several teams inquiring about the availability of Maxx Crosby via trade. For now, and this is what's fascinating to me, he says for now, the Raiders are prepared to get Crosby healthy and have him play for Vegas. But they are listening to other offers. It confused the hell out of me when I first read it. I felt like I was in a vortex, like I was being confused, bamboozled. It's almost like that episode of SpongeBob where they hijack Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and they get the wumbo, not mumbo, when they turn the damn W upside down. I felt like I was in a trance when I read that. Adam Schefter's basically saying that the Raiders, on one hand, are okay with keeping Maxx, which has been their stance the entire time, by the way. But then that last sentence, but they're also listening to offers. Here is what the Raiders are at risk of. Everybody knows the health of Maxx Crosby. But what Baltimore did by not passing him on this physical, by rescinding this, they gave leverage to the rest of the teams in the NFL. Because now, if you're a team negotiating with Vegas, you go, hey, do I really got to give you first-round picks or 2 first-rounders? Because Baltimore just told us and the rest of the league that knee is fried. Even though people understand on its surface that that's not the case. It's the fact that that's the perception that they created. Y'all know what I say. My lousy Division III football career, playing for that no-good bastard Bill Garvey. Probably getting played out there in Pittsburgh. He's listening somewhere. I learned one thing from him. Perception is 99% reality. The perception is right now, based off of the failed physical, is that 1, the Ravens are some dirty cheaters, and 2, maybe Maxx Crosby's not as healthy as we thought. This is all fascinating to me, though, because this is something that quite literally we've never seen happen before here in the NFL. We've never seen this happen before. But if you're the Ravens, do they get credit for this? Is this fair game, what they're doing? The Ravens took advantage of the rules that are in place. The league year doesn't open up until tomorrow at noon. That deal didn't have to be finalized. They said, hold on. Trey, you said you come to us and we don't have to give up draft capital? Sign me up. And then if you're Trey Hendrickson, I want to go to the Ravens. Why not go to a team where I can play the team that screwed me over twice a year? Talking about the Bengals. I'm stunned by it, though. Eric DeCosta, man, it takes some real big cojones to do this. It takes a massive, massive ego to basically give the finger to the rest of the NFL, because to me, that is what the Ravens did. They know they lying through their damn teeth about the health of Maxx Crosby. Maybe they're not lying, but they're not rescinding this trade because of a, quote, failed physical. That is their excuse. They're rescinding this deal because they got the drop that Trey Hendrickson wants to come to Charm City. Are the Ravens in the wrong on this? And then where do you think Maxx Crosby should now play next? 310-840-4910 is the number. You heard what I'm saying. The Ravens dead wrong. And I hope that they are punished by the other teams in the NFL. I hope nobody wants to work with Eric DeCosta's ass after this. This is some slimy stuff. This is like trying to rob a dice game. He lucky he didn't get shot. It's incredible what we're seeing. I can't believe it's totally unprecedented. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network, and if you've seen Tom Pelissero, he's kind of like a hand model. Perfect hair, Ken doll. He was all worked up earlier talking about this. I was talking to GMs on the phone, and they're pissed about what the Ravens did. You should be, I'm telling you. This is like one of them, they're going to get blackballed, is basically what I think happens here. Teams are not going to want to work with Eric DeCosta. Point blank. You can't.
How do you think this is going to impact the agents? Yeah. Because like the agents are the ones, when you're negotiating, you can kind of get by without trading. Like you don't need to trade for somebody if you don't want, if there's nobody out there. But when you're negotiating with free agents, how is that going to work? Because now agents got to be looking at you sideways, being like, "Hey, you maybe not be telling us the entire truth when we're meeting."
But yes and no, because I think everybody's telling the truth but Baltimore. I think Baltimore is using the truth to their advantage. The truth is, yeah, technically, if you want to, you can fail Maxx on a physical because he's so early in the rehab process that there's certain things he ain't going to be able to do. But everybody knows he's going to be available come the start of the offseason program. Everybody knows come August when it's really time to shake a leg or lose one, he's going to be ready. Everybody knows it. But the Ravens use that to their advantage. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. I'm not a huge gambler. I'm broke. I don't have good luck, quite frankly. But I'm willing to bet a pretty penny that tomorrow Trey Hendrickson signs with Baltimore. And if that does happen, this proves my point in its entirety. And I don't know whether I called it the Ravens showing off their PhD in jug and finesse, so to speak, right? My Atlanta audience knows all about jug and finesse. It's a staple term of the greatest rap group of all time, the Migos. But what the Ravens did here was say, okay, watch me. Watch me. And the Raiders went for it. And the rest of the NFL has gone for it. What I'm most puzzled by, the thing that's most staggering to me, is what it does to folks not named Maxx Crosby. Folks that don't play for the Ravens or the Raiders. The edge rusher market, as I mentioned a moment ago, totally kaboomed as a result of Maxx Crosby being off the market. Jalen Phillips, 4 years, 120 in Carolina. If I'm the Eagles, I'm pissed. I'm thinking, damn, maybe Carolina doesn't offer up to 120 if the Maxx Crosby, if Maxx Crosby's not on the not off the market, so to speak. Maybe Washington doesn't have to pay Odafe Owe $100 million if Maxx Crosby's still on the market. Maybe Trey Hendrickson's price, maybe he's already signed somewhere. 310-840-4910 is the number. I want your calls on this. Are the Ravens wrong on what they did? Do you buy that this is a legitimate failed physical, or do you think the Ravens are finessing here? And then the other part is this, real simple. Where do you think Maxx Crosby plays next? 310-840-4910 is the number. Your calls, and hopefully some rejoin music from the best rap group in the world, Craig, the Migos. Next here on Westwood One Sports Night. This portion of the show brought to you by our pals at Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com.
Kenneth Walker is headed to Kansas City. The Super Bowl MVP teams up with Patrick Mahomes and the returning Travis Kelce. With Walker at running back, are the Chiefs now Super Bowl favorites? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
You hear that? Flebeck. It's the instrumental of the greatest rap group of all time, with arguably the greatest rapper of all time. Migos, Aubrey Drake Graham. The Ravens weren't walking it like they were talking it. Pulling out, rescinding the deal that would have sent Maxx Crosby to the Charm City in exchange for 2 first-round picks, and they're claiming it's because of a failed physical. As we've kind of gained some more knowledge and info on this here on Westwood One Sports Night, y'all know how I feel about this. Ravens are bluffing. Ravens are bluffing. I have 2 very credible insiders that have spoken to NFL general managers tonight who are, quote, saying the Ravens are full of BS, giving Maxx Crosby a failed physical. The rumor around the water cooler is that Baltimore rescinded this trade because they got word from Trey Hendrickson's camp that they're going to be able to sign the former Cincinnati Bengal who led the NFL in sacks in 2 consecutive years. That is the reality of this situation. Do not let the Ravens or anybody out there try to tell you otherwise. Eric DeCosta and company are trying to pull one over on the Raiders. And the way it looks right now, they have pulled one over on the Raiders. I don't know what can be done right now to prevent this from happening. But I do know this. Roger Goodell doesn't like being played with. Roger Goodell doesn't like having his rules be abused. And those who break rules for the first time, you get to be the example. I don't know what Roger's going to do here. I automatically start thinking about what happened with Mark Williams in the NBA. Last trade deadline, Lakers and Hornets. Deal goes through. They fail him on a physical. He gets sent back. And I believe the Lakers had to pay a significant fine. Something like that has to be coming for Baltimore. Has to be. Because, like I continue to say, the rest of the NFL, everybody knows if you're interested in Mad Maxx Crosby, it's no state secret. He's coming off of a meniscus. But everyone knows he's expected to be ready by April, March. Excuse me, not April or March. By the start of training camp, rather. He's going to miss April or March. Going to miss the start of the offseason program. That's fine. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. But the Ravens decided to use that as an excuse to renege on this deal, in my opinion, so they can go get Trey Hendrickson. Are the Ravens playing chess and the rest of the NFL is playing checkers? Do you have a problem with what they did? And then now that Mad Maxx Crosby is back on the Las Vegas Raiders, where do you think he should go next? The Dallas Cowboys were the runner-up. The Dallas Cowboys were the runner-up. They were not willing to concede multiple first-round picks. Now that Maxx Crosby's back on the market, are the Cowboys going to be in on him? There's one team that I thought if they get him, they're automatically a Super Bowl contender in the conference. The Chicago Bears, especially with what they've done at this point in free agency, revamping the secondary. But enough of me, man. I want to get back out to the phones because this is unprecedented stuff we're dealing with here. I got Trippy is in Baltimore, batting leadoff for us here. Trippy, what you got, man?
Hey, man, I don't know what I got, man. I'm over here trying to brainstorm how can we regroup from this, man. I'm a old, I'm a super Ravens fan, right? But, I mean, it hurts, but at the same time, like, I'm just listening to the stories, like, I mean, let's be real, like, some fans saying, well, they know I just saw somebody wrote a tweet was saying, like, his camp knew that he was hurt. So, I mean, I don't know, but you know how it is, man. You don't feel the physical. Ain't no team going just make a trade. You see what I'm saying? But maybe the NFL need to do something about it, though, man, because it's getting out of hand. But I'm looking at it like I'm really not high on Trey Henderson, but at this point,
really, that's interesting. Especially you should know him more than anybody else.
Yeah, but see, I'm not. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, right? And I'm gonna put this on record. If the Ravens bring back Kyle Van Noy, I will not be attending the Ravens game this season. I promise you that. Maybe we could try to get AJ Brown or something. I don't know. I feel like EDC got something up this season, but I'm not gonna like lose no.
Do you think was this a sneaky move? Or is this acceptable? What if the Ravens were on the other end of this thing, and you completed a deal with another team, and then they pulled the same mess that y'all are trying to pull on the Raiders? How would you view it?
I mean, to be honest with you, I would feel some way, but I mean, I know you got your sources. Everybody got sources, but I'm gonna just wait to see what happens, though. But to be honest with you, Len, I really want to know how Maxx feel about it. You know what I mean? I really want to know how Maxx really. You feel me? But yeah, I know this might be a dumb question. Is there any way we might can still get Maxx Crosby though?
Trippy, I gotta let you go, bro, man. I appreciate
you. Right, man.
As always, man. Hearing from one of the biggest Ravens fans out in Charm City, our guy Trippy. Then are we? So let's just chew on this. What we have, chew on what we know. Two different reports here. One from Diana Rossini, one from Tom Pelissero. Tom Pelissero reporting, yes, the Cowboys would still have interest despite this failed physical. And then Rossini reported that a high-ranking official in the Cowboys told her, no, the Cowboys would be out after this. I want, for the sake of the NFL, for the entertainment value of this program, I want to see him in Dallas. I do.
And I have questions. I was going to ask you a question, but I have questions. I need to know who that high-ranking official is because we know one thing about the Dallas Cowboys. If your last name ain't Jones and your first name ain't Jerry, it doesn't matter. Even if it's Steven, Jerry will outweigh Steven when necessary. But here's the question that I had for you, right? So if the Ravens are saying, hey, we're going to go with Trey Hendrickson, we don't really care about Maxx Crosby, are you willing to sacrifice in the run game? Because what Trey Hendrickson does really well is rush the passer. The reason why he's not getting paid like everybody else that plays his position is because he stinks when it comes to defending the run. Is he good enough of a pass rusher to completely throw Maxx Crosby out the window, who I think is one of the best run defenders at the edge spot, at least of the big guys? Is he that good as a pass rusher to ditch the Crosby situation?
And this is where I kind of differentiate my thought process here from like the status quo. I think the reason that Trey Hendrickson didn't get $40 million per is because of his age. This is a dude that led the NFL in sacks in consecutive years not too long ago, right before this whole contract fiasco got messy with Cincy. So like I don't think there's, and I was talking to our guest last night on the phone when this first went down. Sam Bruckhouse gave me a shout, and we were having a conversation, and like it's something I was going back and forth with him about. That, and like I'm clearly in a minority here. I don't think there's a massive gap between Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby. I think Trey, at the rate that he gets after the quarterback, man, it's not like he's a total negative in the run game. Like it's just hard for me to subscribe to that. I know what the numbers may say. But, like, man, if you can go get me 15 of them things, go get me 15, you know? I'm talking about sacks.
I would argue that when it comes to just purely rushing the passer, that Trey Hendrickson is better. He's put up consistently better numbers than Maxx Crosby. It doesn't matter if Crosby's hurt, if he's not hurt. On top of that, I feel like Trey in postseason games, we talk a lot about when the Bengals made that Super Bowl run and just their playoff runs with Joe Burrow. Well, one of the things that really separated them was him. It was Trey Hendrickson on defense. When Burrow's getting his life tossed around in the backfield and then on the offense, Trey Hendrickson was doing the same. But if you look at PFF grades, which, I mean, I don't know how much you want to look at the PFF grades, but
they tell a part of the story.
He ranks 90th out of 115 edges with run defense. So his run defense grade is 56.8. His pass rush grade is 90. That's 6th amongst all edges. His overall grade is 82.9, so 13th. If you just do basic math, clearly the 90 outweighs the 56, at least according to Pro Football Focus.
And here's the other piece of it as well, is what I'd say. The rest of that defensive front for Baltimore pretty damn good at stopping the run. Justin BK, Travis Jones out of UConn. I mean, they got it going on, man. Flebeck typing in on the YouTube chat. And you all could type in on the YouTube chat as well. Last night, thanks to you all, hit our most ever viewers on our live stream. So you all continue to do the damn thing. Like, subscribe, and comment to Westwood One Sports Night. Flebeck says Maxx doesn't make Saints-Browns better for what they have to give up, and 49ers fans doubt it for the draft. You want to give typed in Ebonics at the end of that, so I really couldn't figure out what you were saying, but I pick up what you're putting down. It's kind of where I want to go next with this conversation. 310-840-4910. What's his best destination? If it's not going to be Baltimore, where do you want to see Maxx play? 310-840-4910. Denton put it in the chat just now. Ravens 10th in run defense last year, 30th in sacks. So clearly they need some pop and juice in their pass rush. Justin BK, obviously, their best defensive lineman, did not play a lot last year due to a neck injury. He's posting Instagram stories of him in the gym, so they expect him back in full force coming up here in 2026. Warbuck says Buffalo. It feels like, for as negative as I've been towards the Bills, that would be something for me. Wait, what? There's no way. If somebody, you can't. First of all, that's how you get blocked in this chat.
Yeah, he's coming with.
That's
that
how you
face
get. Isaiah, that's how you get blocked in this damn chat. Because I swear that's one of the destinations that I think potentially could happen. Philadelphia, they're aggressive. They lost Jalen Phillips. Howie's always wheeling and dealing. Yeah, Maxx would be the best defensive player by a mile in Buffalo, man. 110%. Where do you want to see him play next? 310-840-4910. Where does Maxx Crosby go next? And do you have a problem with how the Ravens handled this? 310-840-4910 is the number. Bunch of calls. We're going to get to you all, so just hang tight for us. Tyler's out in Ohio, wants to check in. Ty, what's going on, brother? Welcome into Westwood One Sports Night. Tyler, you there, pal? Don't hear him. Oh, here, I hear him. Tyler, you there? Let's put Tyler on hold. Mr. Positive.
Hey, LW.
What's going on,
Can
pal?
you hear me?
How are you, man? Yes, I got you, pal. How are you?
Good, good. I can't believe you said Drake is the best rapper of all time. Come on now. Nas, Rakim, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie. Come on. I couldn't believe you said that.
I got to push the envelope a little bit.
I hear you. Hey, you are spot on about the Lions rebuilding. Here's the thing. They showed Maxx Crosby's X-ray on Facebook, and they showed his junk also. And you're right about the meniscus. But here it is. He could come to the Lions. I would love for him to go to the Bills, but he could come to the Lions. They restructure Goff's contract in Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
And my Warriors, Mr. Positive, would
You're
be
a Warriors guy,
happy.
Mr. Positive? I did not know that. I just learned something about you tonight, brother. I did not know you were a Warriors guy. How do you feel? I mean, we don't have time to get into the Warriors too much, but know this real quick how I feel about the Warriors. Draymond Green totally ruined and killed the dynasty that existed and should still exist there in Golden State.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's the reality. Mr. Positive, we got to let you go because we're up against it. I appreciate the call, man. 310-840-4910. Big news of the night. Bam Adebayo scored 83. It happened. Am I happy about it? No. Neither is Rockets coach Ime Udoka, who had some pretty staunch words for the Wizards in their defensive effort tonight. We'll get to that amazing feat that's not so amazing in my books. Plus your calls on Maxx Crosby, who is no longer a member of the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens pulling out on the deal. They get their first-round picks back. I think it's because Trey Hendrickson's coming to town. Do you give the Ravens credit for this move? Were they being shrewd or were they being petty? And then where do you want to see Maxx play next? Your calls coming up here on Westwood One Sports.
It's conference tournament week. Bubbles are busted, and tickets are getting punched. March Madness is upon us on your official home of the NCAA tournament, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
All right, we're just not going to use the YouTube chat to just be passive-aggressive towards Mr. Positive. I mean, I got to speak on it. I mean, there's a war going on in the chat right now.
I don't know that I would consider any of this passive-aggressive. This is aggressive-aggressive.
It's pretty aggressive. This is Westwood One Sports Night, taking you coast to coast with the youngest in charge, Linnell Willingham. I'll get you up to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Number to hit me up, 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. You can check out the live stream on X, on YouTube. And you can be a part of this wild-ass chat we got going on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. Just search Westwood One Sports Night. Looking at the subscriber count as I was reading the comments, we are at 743. Denton threatened that if we weren't at 750, he would blow his camera up or something crazy like that. No, I'm kidding. But you guys are doing the damn thing. I keep saying it because I'm pressed. Last night, our most highly viewed stream to date. So shout out to you guys keeping this bad boy up and running. Maxx Crosby, the topic of conversation right now, is he is now back on the Las Vegas Raiders after the Ravens did a little jugging, finessing. I think Bam Adebayo finessed his way into 83 points tonight. One of the most ridiculous performances you will ever see, and I mean that. Go check the highlights. They should be called lowlights. Bam Adebayo, 83 points, second most ever in a game in NBA history. 36 made free throws, most in NBA history. 43 free throw attempts, most in NBA history. He was 7 of 22 from downtown. If he could hit the wide side of a barn from 3, he may have scored 100 points tonight, but he's just not that good. I don't think he was super impressive. It happened against my Washington Wizards, so I'm a little bit sour about it. They gave up 150 points to the Heat. Bam Adebayo and the Pips. Do better, Washington Wizards. Others around the association now beginning to react to this ridiculous feat from Bam Adebayo. And let's just say, folks, happy for Bam, but also sending major shots towards the Washington Wizards. Rockets coach, Ime Udoka, spoke postgame and had this to say about Bam Adebayo's 83-point performance.
I don't know if you saw that Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, because of, not because of him, but because of the way he plays, and I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the Washington Wizards.
You know what, Ime Udoka? Ime Udoka, see, you could get to Joan on the Wizards. You're the same man that cheated on Nia Long. You fat, four-headed bastard. You don't get to talk about my favorite, beloved NBA team when you cheated on the beautiful Nia Long, M.A. M.A. thinks he's tougher than what he is. This is what happens when you get a former player coaching. You know what I'm saying? He's cussing out LeBron on the sideline. He's arguing with players. Ime Udoka needs to shut the hell up in the Washington Wizards. 310-840-4910. I want to get back to Maxx Crosby, but I wanted to let you hear from Ime Udoka poo-pooing on my Washington Wizards. Maxx Crosby, no longer a member of the Ravens, failed physicals, what the designation was for Maxx Crosby. And as we're getting later and later into the night, some of our NFL insiders still burning the midnight oil trying to figure out what the hell happened. My theory is correct. Just want to say that. My theory is correct. The Baltimore Ravens knew what they were doing when they rescinded this deal. They got word that Trey Hendrickson's price went down, and Trey's camp reached out to Beatmore and said, we got a deal? And Baltimore said, oh, I can get the edge rusher with better pass rush production and keep my 2 first-round picks. Sign me up. Telling you. Like, this to me was, I don't know how to describe it. Denton, I want to tag you in on this before we get back out to the phones, because are we in a situation where you're applauding what the Ravens did? Do you believe in my theory? And if you do the Ravens deserve credit for thinking this way?
No, they don't deserve credit. You could have thought that way beforehand. Are we going to sit here and act like they weren't having conversations before? Like, are we dumb to the point, and I don't think that we are, but are we going to pretend to be dumb to the point to think that there was no tampering going on before the legal tampering period? Are you serious? That dude's wanted out for 3 years. You expect me to believe his agent wasn't having conversations on the low with somebody else and they're just now figuring this out? Yeah. No, they got caught. They're like, wait a second, we're giving up a lot of draft picks for this. And then someone on the inside gave some sort of number, right? I don't know what the number was, but they gave something and they said, I don't know that this is good. And then somebody did the Batista thumbs down and they powerbomb Maxx Crosby's ass back to Las Vegas. Do you know how bad it has to be for that petty of a statement? No further comments at this time. That's like on Facebook when something bad happened. Don't text.
Rightfully, yeah. Rightfully so, though, bro. The Ravens are pissed. Our guy, Mickey. The rest of your handles is too much for me. I say that the Ravens pulled out of the trade as an FU to the Raiders for signing Linderbaum to a record contract in the spending spree. Ooh, it's a good angle. And the spending spree they went on after. This really screws up the Raiders' cap. It kind of screws up the Raiders' cap, but they're going to get off of Maxx Crosby regardless. So I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I do want to hit the phones on this because you all have been waiting patiently, and I do want to get to you. Let's go out to the Charm City. Steve is in Baltimore, wants to check in. Steve, what's going on, player? What you think, man?
What's up, Linnell? This is the Birdman.
Birdman, what's going on?
You know me, man. So look, I'm your resident Baltimore Raven fan. I've known you since you were on, the team. I'm going to say this. I want to know, did you see the medical report? Because if not, I don't want to – nobody knows what the Ravens know at this point. Because was this an independent doctor?
Dude. Are you about to sit up here and try to simp for your cheating-ass Ravens? They cheated, Birdman.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying nobody knows what was in the X-rays or in the physical. They got slack in 2020 when they turned down the wide receiver, but guess what? It was a right call. They had an independent doctor that said no. So was this a team doctor? Was it an independent doctor? What do the Ravens
It was the team doctor. Hey. They knew he wasn't going to be able to pass the physical at this point. The dude just had surgery 2 months ago. Everyone knows he can't pass the physical today. And this is the whole thing, Birdman, and why I think the Ravens are full of crap. It's the team's discretion who they pass on the physical. They can pass and fail whoever the hell they want. They are using this as a cop-out to not give up draft capital to get an edge rusher. I'm telling you.
Look, even if they sign Hendrickson, which I think they will, it don't prove that – it don't prove nothing. It don't, dude, because at the end of the day, they have to fill the void. So you go out there, you get them. But, people in Baltimore are pissed. And I'm like, okay, so nobody knows what's in that medical report. And the tall tale sign is this. The Raiders said, if you read that last thing, we are going to work on making him healthy. They know he's not healthy. What do they know?
Dude, he's not healthy. He just got off the surgery table. I appreciate the call. This idea that he's not healthy, we're not giving away state secrets by saying that he's not healthy. He just tore his damn meniscus. Everyone knows where his medicals currently lie. I think the Ravens got caught. I think the Ravens realized that their decision wasn't smart, and I think they're reneging. Does Eric DeCosta deserve credit for this, or should he be slammed for it? Denton says he should be slammed. I say that he should be slammed.
I think our last caller should be slammed, as if he's coming in here thinking that no one knew he was hurt before.
Yeah.
They knew that when they traded for him.
Everyone knows it.
Everybody knows it. That's why he didn't play at the end of last year. Everyone knows it.
Anthony just brought up something in the YouTube chat. You can check us out on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, comment, just search Westwood One Sports Night. He says, Raiders fans think they can keep all the players they signed and still keep Crosby. How's that going to work? It is going to work. They still are way over the cap. They had that much cap room. And they're going to move off of this contract. This idea that they're not going to be able to trade him, I guarantee you, by the time we're on the air tomorrow, Maxx Crosby has a new home. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's Maxx Crosby. Don't let the Ravens try to pull wool over your eyes in terms of what happened. Everybody know Maxx Crosby's ass ain't that hurt. They backed out of this deal because they realized they can get Trey Hendrickson. And part of me wants to get on him for it. Part of me is like, why does the rest of the NFL not have the balls to do this? Point blank. Your calls on Maxx Crosby. No longer a Raven. Next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Party continues here on Westwood One Sports Night, taking you coast to coast as we get you up to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Number to hit me up, 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910 is the number. I got Warbucks saying we're going to dodge college hoops again tonight. He typed that in the YouTube chat. What do you mean? Where have you been? Where have you been? A.J. DeBonsa, as Denton astutely replied, A.J. DeBonsa went federal tonight. Pissed off, angry that he wasn't voted Big 12 Player of the Year. He dropped 40 tonight. So, hell yeah, we're going to talk about some college basketball. Conference tournament season in full swing. Just to show some Homer love real quick, it's probably been one of the worst seasons in recent memory for my Maryland Terrapins. They actually survived and advanced tonight, beating Oregon. So shout out to the Terps, Buzz Williams and company. But no, man, A.J. DeBonsa was huge. We're going to talk about that as well as the other performance that happened tonight. Here's the thing. If you're just now joining us, it has been really an electric night in the world of sports. And it really started earlier this afternoon. But it's been crazy all day long. First and foremost, I got to check and see, Oliver, you updated me. I don't know if your update has now changed. Does your update need an update? What's the red, white, and blue doing? Is that went final, them and the Italians?
They lost.
They lost.
Sorry, I was screening a call. They lost 8-6.
Jeez Louise.
And they.
So they rallied.
Yeah, they rallied. They were down 8-1, I believe, in the 5th or 6th inning.
Yeah.
Pico Armstrong hit 2 homers in the final 3 innings. That was cool. Then I believe it was Roman Anthony drove in a run. And yeah, that accounts for all the runs. We just middle innings from the bullpen couldn't keep it up. But shout out to the Italians because they played well. They got some good ball players on that team. So
shout out to all the pasta.
Shout out to all the pair. Shout out to all the pair. Oliver, if you could dig that up, pal, I mean, you would be the absolute best. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Are you too young for that video? You don't know what I'm...
Not at all.
What? Oh, Oliver. You do this. You do this while we continue to roll through the show. You look up on YouTube, Rick Ross Shout out to all the pair. Shout out to all the pair. Shout out to all the pair out there. One of the best videos ever. Was that Vine, Denton? Did that start off? Was that a Vine video?
Yeah, I think that was Vine when he lost all that weight.
Yeah.
But he lost a lot of weight, but didn't lose all that much
Didn't
weight.
look
You know
like
what I
he
mean?
did it.
I'm not body shaming. I'm just pointing it out.
No, not body shaming. Just calling it how we see it. I mentioned a lot happened tonight. Just in totality, just to touch on a few different things. Last night, remember, we talked about Dak Prescott, and we're like, why the hell is he calling off the wedding? Apparently, Dak's been clapping cheeks pretty much all during their engagement. So that's tough. I think he banged one of his teammates' wives. I think that you look at the season he had last year, there clearly was some external motivation as to why he played that damn well. I played well if I was getting revenge cheeks too. I wonder who it was. So their wedding officially called off, him and Sarah Jane Ramos. And it's because of infidelity, according to TMZ. On a more serious note, the Lakers really not having any room to have distractions right now. Hopefully this situation that Luka's going through right now makes him lock in and motivates him. But anybody out there that's, dealing with a co-parenting situation, you know how messy a custody battle could possibly get. Luka in the middle of a custody battle right now, the star guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's something that's been going on. Maxx Crosby, obviously, the news that we've talked about all night. The Baltimore Ravens, jugging and finessing, as I'm calling it. Getting up out of there saying, hey, thanks, but no thanks. Rescinding the deal so that Mad Max goes back to the Raiders. The Ravens get their first-round picks back. And I assume that they're going to sign Trey Hendrickson tomorrow when the league year opens up. A.J. DeBonsa, as I mentioned, going Kanye crazy in the world of college basketball. 40 points as BYU knocks off Kansas State in the opening round of the Big 12 tournament. 15-21 en route to 40 points for the star-studded freshman. As we were talking about a moment ago, USA in the World Baseball Classic got off to a miserable start against the Italians, put themselves in a hole, that they ultimately could not dig themselves out of. I chugged a bottle of water before we came back from this segment. It is crushing me right now.
Pears now and shit like that. Shout out to all the pear.
Shout out to all the pear. Shout out to all the pear. How's my impersonation of the boss? No?
Give me a
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Y'all knew you better
I'm
get
burning purple flowers.
Feature was coming when you get that. Oh.
Oh. I'm on one, man. I'll never forget. I'm burning purple flowers. It's burning my chest. Oh. I was Rick Ross' doppelganger. Not in the visual way, just the sounds. Damn it. 310-840-4910 is the number. The other big news that we got, we didn't even really hit on yet to this point. Gang Green, the New York Jets, after being embarrassingly bad last year, the only defense in the NFL that didn't record an interception throughout the course of the year, they have signed a bunch of different dudes on defense. Today, they figured out who's going to be under center this year for the New York Jets. They trade for Geno Smith. Life comes at you fast. Full circle season. Geno once got knocked the hell out in the Jets locker room. Now he's back. I actually love this. Y'all know how I felt about Geno. I told you all how I felt about Geno Smith. I told you all I thought Geno Smith should have been the quarterback of maybe the Raiders still. I thought Geno could have went to Pittsburgh. I thought Geno could have been a quarterback of the Vikings. So shout out to the Jets, man, getting an adult in the room at the quarterback position. I think they deserve some credit for it. They were so bad last year that they've basically tried to have this influx of veterans. My thing is this, they still suck. It's still the Jets. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. There's still the overhang of you're the Jets. Like, it just is what it is. It's like for short guys out there. like I've always been someone that's been able to, advance in the dating pool because of my height. And I would remember looking at other short guys and be like, wow, he's got the cool clothes. He's got the good shoes. He's not 6'2", though. He's not 6'2", though. 310-840-4910 is the number. Hit me up, man. YouTube is popping tonight. We set a record number for viewers last night. So you all continue to do the damn thing. I don't know what's happening. I'm tired, full transparency. I woke up. We get off the air at 3 o'clock. If y'all hung out with the after party last night, we was up way, way late. We went on for about another hour after the show ended, cooking pancakes, bacon, eggs, the whole nine. I didn't go to sleep probably last night until 4:40. I was up at 10:20 sharp. I'm hurt. No nap. So I'm all adrenaline right now.
How were the pancakes?
Oh, they were awesome. Now, I did wait a significant amount of time before I decided to divulge or dive in. I'm just making up words. This is silly.
Yeah, divulge is revealing information.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they looked
Why?
good. Yeah.
They were good. Sometimes when the show ends, man, I just lay back on that bed in there in that room that I'm looking at right now, and that bed's calling me, I'm telling you. And I just lay back and I just think about how great of a life we live,
What put you to bed last night? Kurt Signetti?
What did I
Was it
fall asleep?
WWF? Yeah.
I got to think, what did I fall asleep watching last night? You know what? You're going to appreciate this. There is a YouTube account, and Denton, I encourage you to look this up because there's parts of your wrestling fandom that, like, I know that you know, but, like, it goes back further. You need to get into the Attitude Era more. There's a YouTube page called WWE Vault. What they're currently doing is a 24/7 live stream of the best moments of the Attitude Era. So I've been falling asleep to that the last couple nights. I think I got the WrestleMania 17 tables, ladders, and chairs match is what I was watching.
I gave my wife gummies today.
Can we give a disclaimer here? Denton did not drug his wife. That's not what he was saying at all. He gave her gummies of the CBD variety, of the hemp variety, of the...
Where did I put that? Yeah, the hemp variety. She does not usually partake in these sorts of things, but she was having. We talk about sleeping. You had issues sleeping. She had some issues sleeping. She's like, hey, I had coffee at like 1:30, and I'm like, well, for a normal person, that is not good.
She had coffee at 1:30 at night?
No, 1:30 p.m.
Afternoon, p.m.
But if you're trying to go to bed at like 9, that's like you're
Not
peaking
ideal.
right there. You know what I mean? Like I can drink coffee at 1 because I don't go to bed till 3. But I had to give her some, and I had to like, hey, like this is not. She's not a fan of the THC, so I had to make sure that she was good with these.
Oh, well, you can't say you're not a fan until you realize that you're not a fan by indulging in several different
She has
concentrations.
She's not a fan.
Okay.
She also has
Well, there we
asthma,
go.
so she can't actually smoke.
Okay, well, that's tough. Not 310-840-4910 is the number.
We can talk
I don't know
about
why I
weed
was
on
so-
here. It's 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. and we're coast to coast. It's legal most places, and it saved a lot of people's lives. There is nothing that brings people together. I've noticed sports, food, marijuana. Just saying. 310-840-4910. Now, I can talk about it all day long. It's up to you to make everlasting judgments about what type of man you think I am. Just know that I come on here and do a great job for you all every night, and I try to entertain the masses. 310-840-4910. Warbuck says, I followed you on TikTok. We should, do TikTok dances on Mondays. If you have Meal Monday, we can have Throwdown Tuesday, where we just do TikTok dances.
Why wouldn't we just call it TikTok Tuesday?
You're smarter than me.
Have you ever done a
This is what
TikTok
it is.
dance?
Come on, Denton. Does my big ass look like? I mean, come on, Denton. I'm not a dancer. I'm too shy to dance.
I never did a dance, but I participated in some trends back in the day, back during COVID. I just had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah. The best trend. Well, I told you all. My TikTok needs to be taken away from me, probably, man. Like, I'm embarrassed with some of the stuff I watch. I got this dog I watch this cane corso that eats like cow eyeballs and
Bro, I've seen one of those
duck
things in
liver.
person. That is a muscular animal.
Talking about a cane corso?
Oh, dude.
They're so sweet, though. And it's crazy because you know I don't like dogs. I tortured a dog before. Just kidding. Hold on. I'm just kidding, guys. Let me not say that I tortured the dog. So here's what happened.
I think I did.
Circa 2005. Oh my gosh, Warbucks just brought up the milk crate challenge. If you were dumb enough,
milk crate. What was that?
do you remember when people were just walking on top of those tall ass milk crates, just flopping and breaking arms and whatnot?
I did not do the milk crate.
It was similar to parkour. I'm watching that tonight. What an episode of The Office. Who is this? Rudy Godala coming in here late as hell at 1:13 a.m. telling us to talk about Bam. Where the hell you been at, Rudy? We've been talking about Bam. You know what? If you're a member of the YouTube chat or listening on one of our over 200 affiliates out there nationwide, the second most famous Bam is Aunt Bam from Tyler Perry's Medea series. Anybody out there? No? Okay. 310-840. Denton, the irony of you saying no is
not
hilarious.
the target audience there.
310-840-4910 is the number. Do you want to get back to these phones? I know you guys are lined up. We want to talk about Maxx Crosby. You can get in on Bam Adebayo if you want to. I think his performance was terrible. A couple of different folks throughout the association have chimed in on this. We'll let you hear from Ime Udoka, the head coach of the Rockets. He gave thoughts on what Bam Adebayo did. 83 points if you're just now joining us tonight. Giannis Antetokounmpo also had some thoughts on Bam Adebayo. We'll let you hear from him coming up momentarily as well. But the big news, man, Maxx Crosby, no longer a member of the Ravens. The Ravens rescinding the deal due to a, quote, failed physical. A lot of NFL GMs calling poppycock, saying the Eric DeCosta and company are just being sneaky. What do you think of the move that Baltimore made, getting their picks back, assuming they're going to get Trey Hendrickson? Is it right that they did that? Is it sneaky? Should they be punished for it? And then now that we know Maxx Crosby is not going to be in the Charm City, where do you want to see the star edge rusher lace them up next? Let's go to David out in Baltimore, wants to check in. David, what's going on, partner? Welcome into Westwood One Sports Night.
How's it going?
Doing swell, my brother. Doing swell.
So I live in Baltimore, so I'm a big Ravens fan. But
Okay.
I think they're doing the best thing for the organization, and I think what happens, they panic. 2 first-round picks, they were afraid they were going to lose them to another team, so they upped their offer to 2 round picks. They wanted to make sure they got the pass rusher they wanted, and I agree with what you're saying. Now they have another player in the mix, and they're backtracking. And they're looking at a first-round pick. We could get a good pass rusher in the draft, along with another guy without having this big contract on the books. So, and he's got an injury history. So we're looking at what's best for the team. Now, is it a slimy move, what he did, Eric DeCosta? Yes, probably. But you're looking for your organization. You're doing what's best for your team in the short term. Long term, not good for your relations with other GMs, other organizations. I agree with you with that.
Excellent call as always, David. Look, it's fascinating, man, to hear the perspective of a Ravens fan. Because on the flip side, like David said, part of it's like, come on, Eric, what the hell are you doing, man? And the other part's like, Eric, I see what you're doing. Leaving no stone unturned to try to make the Baltimore Ravens a contender for 2026. 310-840-4910 is the number. I mentioned the New York Jets made a splash move earlier this afternoon. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Plus, A.J. DeBonsa, crazy performance tonight in the world of college basketball. Your calls on Maxx Crosby, plus everything else in the world of sports. Next.
Kenneth Walker is headed to Kansas City. The Super Bowl MVP teams up with Patrick Mahomes and the returning Travis Kelce. With Walker at running back, are the Chiefs now Super Bowl favorites? Westwood One Sports.
tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
So if you're watching right now, streaming live on YouTube, if you're listening on one of our 200-plus affiliates across the country, we welcome you into the program. I want to talk to our YouTube audience in particular here for a second. Like, subscribe, comment, just search Westwood One Sports Night on YouTube. If there's anybody, and you don't necessarily have to be from the African-American community for this, but, like, can we, like, judge my hair? I took pictures today, guys, and I haven't had a haircut in a while. You all know I wear a do-rag on the program sometimes. I have had so many phases with my hair. It was a point of insecurity for me while I was in high school, the prime of my life. That's what I would call it. If high school was my prime, actually, that's actually rough.
High school is not your prime.
If high
I
school
can
is
promise you that.
That's definitely not ideal. But I was the man in high school. Hopefully I'm the man, now. But I've had this like back and forth affair with like, do I want to go with the long hair? I love twists and dreads and things of that nature. So I thought I was doing something. But I like the low cut, man.
In my experience, if I can share with you.
Wait, hold on. What experience with waves do you have? In
Not
dreads
with waves,
do you have?
not with just hair in general.
Okay.
You better grow it out when you get the opportunity because it does not last forever. You could be shining like an egg on a YouTube.
Forever. We need to get like some SpongeBob drops in here just because people are going to think I'm some big-ass kid. But, like, no, there's some real funny drops. We need to get shout out to all the parents to drop as well. Oliver, I'm so happy that we did that for you tonight. Getting you hip to the culture. Shout out to all the pair. Shout out to all of you checking us out however you're doing so. About an hour and a half left to go on the program. A lot more to get to, including your calls, and I want to get to that right now. After we wrap up the calls, I do want to get into a quarterback that was on the move earlier this afternoon. Jim is in New Hampshire checking in. Jimbo! What up, family? Welcome in.
How's it going, man?
Going swell,
You know,
brother. Going swell.
I know why your number's up because your program is totally awesome.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask your opinion on I know I'm from New England, but I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. What do you think they're doing in this free agency, and what are they going to do in the draft?
It's amazing. Before our rundown got hijacked by Bam Adebayo's fake-ass 83-point performance, the Browns were definitely on it. We're going to talk Browns in the quarterback position in Cleveland here over the next day and a half or so because I think it's fascinating to your point. The best part I'll say, and this will be the only thing I say about the Browns because I don't want to tease the conversation too much, they have totally revamped their offensive line here over the start of free agency, and I think that's the best thing that they've done to this point. Whoever's going to be under center is going to be well protected. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good to know.
For sure. Hey, I appreciate you as always, man. Good to hear from you, Jim. 310-840-4910 is the number. Moggy Mark. Waves look good. Need a crispy line and you'll be good. However, I got away from wavelength and I'm growing it a bit. I love this look with a low taper. You know what I'm saying? I think as I've gotten older, when you were in high school, all the black kids had the same haircut. We all had the Duke starting five is what it was called. And it was back when Austin Rivers and them was there. You know the cut I'm talking about, the Duke starting five? Is literally what it was called.
I do know, and this is how I know that we are slightly different generations because that hairstyle was not popular when I was in high school. It was a little bit before that. That was popular when I was in college.
Okay, so there we go. And we called it the Duke starting five, and everybody wanted that haircut. I wanted that haircut, and like my hair's nappy, low key. You know what I'm saying? So like the curl pattern didn't really happen.
By the way, it's called a burst fade.
No way, you just gave us like the origin. That's like,
dude, I used to watch haircut videos all the time. All the time.
Yo, you be saying some stuff that really takes me to another level. Where was you trying to be, a barber?
Yeah. I was giving out haircuts in college, yeah.
Denton's about his dollar. You was charging people, weren't you?
No, because I wasn't good.
Really? Oh, that sucks.
No, it was practice. You know, I was practicing. I was watching a lot of barber videos.
I will say this, and some people are going to try to call me like a race baiter. I just acknowledge color. It's not that I'm racist or anything. Every white barber I've ever encountered, elite, especially when I see there's talent when it comes to cutting hair. You got to be able to cut different types of hair. black hair is different from white hair, different from Spanish hair, different from, so on and so forth. And like, man, then you could have been in a long lineage of amazing white barbers.
I know, and literally all you do is sit around and talk sports. I would have just been getting paid more for what I'm doing now, and probably had better hours.
310-840-4910 is the number. Damn, man. You shouldn't be this funny. Can we get back out to the phones? Let's do that. Why am I asking questions like this ain't my damn show? If anyone's left on the phones, geez, did we scare you all the way? Mason's in San Diego. What up, Mace?
What up, the youngest in charge, brother? The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
What's going on, man? Appreciate you locking
Hey,
in.
you know what? Funny. Earlier, you talked about Bam Adebayo, and when you were talking about him, I called about Maxx Crosby, but real quick, when you were talking about him, I'm watching ESPN and watching the highlights, and the only thing that I thought in my head was like, man, the Wizards still have a team.
You know what? Y'all have not spared me at all tonight. Everybody that's called in and said something about Bam. Listen to him. Tackling all the way. You know what? You got it. I'm going to wear it on my sleeve tonight, brother. You got it. What do you think, though, real quick while we got you, man? Are you respecting it or what? You respect what he did or
you know what? I'm going to make it quick. Actually, I agree with you because first I called and blamed it all on Maxx earlier in the day, but it's not. I agree with you. You know what I think happened? I think that Baltimore, when they traded for him, and then they thought like, oh yeah, okay, it's gonna be good. But then they got pillaged, dude, when a draft, not draft, but when it opened up for like free agency.
Yeah.
They started losing everybody.
Dude, they lost. Talk about Baltimore, man. They lost 9 unrestricted free agents.
Yeah, they got pillaged, dude. And then even the center, we got the center, which I love, overpaid for him too, but we needed him. But I think that, and then I think that they thought, Maxx Crosby probably ain't gonna be enough. And then they backed out of it.
Yeah, I think it's about the fact that they didn't want to give up any draft capital, man. I think they knew what they was doing.
Yeah, they've never done that. Sneaking
and geeking, shucking and jiving, however you want to describe it, man. I gotta let you go, brother. I appreciate you chiming in with us, man. 310-840-4910. By the way, next time you try to rag on my Wizards, at least we have a pro basketball team. Sun. I just used the word sun. Sun. Moon.
San Diego.
You ever been mooned before, Denton? That was random. I'm sorry.
Like Randy Moss kind of mooned?
Yeah. Anyone ever mooned you?
Yeah, like in middle school when people saw Randy Moss do that, and everyone's like, I'm going to do this.
Can I share something embarrassing?
Sure.
Yeah, honestly, it's honestly kind of trifling. So me and my cousin, we would always have to go out with my aunt and uncle. They were big Target, Walmart people, as everyone is. And as we got older, like when we were like 11, 12, we got more free reign to walk around the store and kind of do our own thing, and we'll meet y'all at the front when we're ready to go. Oh, no, it's right. Do you know what I used to take so much pride in, dog? Like, so much pride in. I would, and I wish social media was around there because I'd go viral probably. Because I'm telling you, I was scoring 10s every time. I would basically walk up to random people in aisles, like pretend like I'm like looking at what they're looking at, and then just rip the meanest fart ever. And start. I was a badass 12-year-old, man. I would and I'm talking about like real deal rippers. And if it was a real deal ripper, man, I'm trying to walk away real quick, but you start busting out laughing once you realize what you put on the table, man. Anybody that fell victim to that system, I apologize.
When you said you were scoring 10s, I thought you were going to be like, you were flirting. I thought you were going to be having a great time in Target.
No, I was having a great time, right? Because it was hilarious, dog. Because, like, I'll never forget.
Also, that I don't know. Can you do that in Target without getting kicked out?
Dude, it was so fun, man. Oh, my gosh, dog. You know what's the funniest? We were talking about TikTok trends. Yo, you gotta look this up, bro. We might gotta try to put it on video, bro. I can't even say it without really dying. The best TikTok trend, Oliver. I know you've seen this, bro. The Apple Pay prank, bro. Oh my gosh, have you not seen the Apple Pay prank?
No, let me look it up.
Denton, basically what people do, bro, is they go to YouTube and they pull up the ding, and they basically go around and like touch people's phone and be like, "Oh, thank you," and people are like, "Whoa, you stealing from me?" I'm trying to imitate this African dude that went crazy in Walmart. You steal from me? It was so funny, dude. Oh my gosh, Oof. You want to keep talking about sports? I think we should. 310-840-4910. Stan is in Baltimore. Wants to check in. Stan, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening, man?
No, it's amazing to be on the show. I love your show.
Appreciate you, man.
Okay, I'm just calling about Maxx. I hear what y'all
You're a Ravens
saying,
fan?
but I'm a huge Ravens fan, the biggest.
Okay.
And I'm pissed about this. I don't hear at all what you're saying. I'm pissed about this. I hate this. He fixed up our whole defense. We had zero pressure last year, and everyone's saying, "Oh, our secondary, we still have to fix all that." Maxx takes away all that. If you have pressure, now you're not giving your quarterback 6 seconds, the other quarterback 6 seconds to throw the ball, and then that fixes your secondary issues. It wasn't our secondary; it was the fact we couldn't get pressure. Maxx fixes up everything. Now, first of all, we lost out on so much in free agency because of this deal.
You guys lost 9 unrestricted free agents already.
9, correct, right. And right, because we were set back. We're so set back. I don't understand what you're saying about it being like a slick move by Eric. Like
because you guys are going to end up with Trey Hendrickson, dude. That's the backdrop you haven't mentioned. Trey Hendrickson is going. What the hell was that? What was that? What's someone like? Am I hearing stuff? I just heard a sound like me in Target. I didn't know. My bad, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did we lose him? All right. 310-840-4910 is the number. I mean, this is hell. I mean, I got Taj Wilson said he sounded like Barney from The Simpsons. Damn.
The YouTube chat is not for the weak. You got to have tough skin to be hanging out in there.
100%. We come strong here on Westwood One Sports Night. So much more sports to talk about. We're getting to that point in the show where I'm just getting restless. I want to talk more about some of the experiences I had in Target, dog. Because I'm telling you, I'm blowing people out the water, damn it. 310-840-4910. What up, James? James out in Gainesville wanting to chime in. What you got for us, man? You got us, James? Oh, James is asleep at the wheel. That's how you know you're a loyal listener. When you fall asleep to the dulcet tones of Denton Day, Linnell Willingham, Oliver, look, you look. By the way, Oliver, I apologize. That's the big O to you, people out there in this world. 310-840-4910. You're wearing a Packers hat. Oliver, let's just set the record straight here. And the chat can help us out here. Oliver's our main man. He plays the funky tunes coming in and out of break. He makes sure the audio plays. He screens all your calls. James farted and fell asleep, says Todd. Oh, is that what the sound was? Is that because we did hear like a oh my God. I'm sorry. We got to get down to the bottom of this. In the YouTube chat, you can help us out with this. Denton's calling you the Big O, Oliver. I mean, that's an elite nickname, I would say. Just because I'm being nice to Denton, it's okay. What about Ollie Bop?
Ollie Bop?
No.
No, he means like the
Ollie
soda.
Pop, like the soda.
Oh my lord!
Like the
yeah,
probiotic.
that works. You can call me that. I'm pretty free going when it comes to nicknames. I don't believe in people.
Well, don't tell me that don't tell me that because
the one rule
if I totally abuse it.
The one rule I have is that someone can't make up their own nickname because then that's just weird. Like you have to have it rewarded. So I'll let you be creative as you'd like.
Somebody texted us, and you can text us right on the talk text line.
Yeah.
Ollie Oxenfree.
I said no to
Ollie
that.
Oxenfree.
I shut that down pretty quickly. You can't have a nickname that's longer than your actual name.
Gosh, we got to stop. We just got to. I just keep losing my train of thought because I keep thinking about circa 2012 in Target. 310-840-4910 is the number. There's a lot more for us to get to. Denton Day is going to put the show to bed coming up in the final hour of Power. How about this? I'm going to throw a curveball, and if you're watching on the YouTube chat, you can see Denton's face. Well, maybe you can't because he put himself down. Can we do this? How about a fresh installment of Say What? Because I want to let you all hear from Jerry Jones, who had the craziest comment ever yesterday had the craziest comment a couple of months ago surrounding a Cowboys edge rusher. We'll get to Jerry Jones. Plus, we'll let you hear Giannis Antetokounmpo react to Bam Adebayo's 83-point performance next.
How about them Cowboys? After restructuring Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's contracts, Dallas is loaded with nearly $70 million in cap space. Who will Jerry Jones look to sign to fix the league's worst defense? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Westwood One Sports Night is supposed to be a sports show. I think it's a variety show. We're like a pop culture show. We're like MTV on the radio. The Quiet Storm. You're on Westwood One Sports Night with the youngest in charge, Linnell Willingham, taking you up to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. I could have been like a Quiet Storm guy. I'm not sexy enough, it feels like. It's like a job.
A little late night R&B.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, I don't know what I'm talking about like the Quiet Storm guys on the radio. No one ever knows what you look like. They just judge you off your voice. So that's
Have you had people come up to you now that you're a local and national celebrity? I guess you're on camera now, but we haven't always been on camera. Have you ever had people come up to you and then they think that you look one way and you look a completely different way?
I'm sorry, the chat got me, but yes, I told you at Safeway, there's this guy that stocks the Doritos, and I was getting some spicy nacho one day, and he goes, I know that ain't who I think it is. I said, oh, he must know. He said, I knew that voice because, you know, I'm like loud and boisterous on the air. This carries off the air as well. I don't shut up. I'm always talking.
Accurate.
Especially when it's something I'm passionate about. Look at the chat though. This is what stopped me and made it feel like I wouldn't.
Joke.
Yeah. Am I late on this?
I saw it right as we kind of came back here.
How much does I thought it was about me. I have my ear pierced. I have my ears pierced. This was like a battle when I was in middle school. Like, could I get my ears pierced? Big battle. The joke for those that are listening on radio on our 200 plus affiliates, I'm going to give you guys the chance to answer. You know what? I'm going to challenge you. If you're listening on radio, continue to listen on radio, but I want you to get the answer to this joke. How much did the pirate pay to get his ears pierced? If you can answer that, you'll get a. I was going to say something crazy. I'm going to say I'll like send you a
ass joke.
Yeah, literally a Snapple, a popsicle ass joke. How much did the pirate pay to get his ears pierced? If you want to find out the answer to that, search Westwood One Sports Night on YouTube and go in the chat, and the answer is just sitting there for you. What I was going to offer as a reward, I'm starting to get trifling, and this is what it's that time of night. I was going to say I'll send you like an audio message of me, like my best fart or something, if you get the answer right to the question.
310. A lot of money for that.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You didn't finish the Safeway story.
Oh yeah, the guy knew my voice. I know that voice. And I was like, yeah, it's me. And then that's really all it was. Well, it wasn't much more. I was finished.
Oh.
No. So, this. I got Marky Mark says, I thought you were an old, bald, black guy before I saw you. There ain't nothing old, bald, or black about me. Wait, I am black. Hold on. Can we go back out to the phones? Anytime I just feel the need to get back on task, I go out to the phones because I know you all will straighten me out. Dave is in Houston, wants to check in on the biggest story of the day. Maxx Crosby was going to be a member of the Ravens, Now he's back in Sin City. What you got for us, Dave?
Yeah, man. How's it going, Winnell? You're the man. You are the man.
I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you.
You are the man. Winnell. Yes, you are the man. You're my man. Hey, listen, I heard from a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans.
I'm a kid. That's why I laugh at every damn thing. It's just...
You're all good, man.
I'm just having a good time with y'all, man. I really love doing it, so I'm only laughing. Now Denton's playing noises. It's just crazy.
Well,
what you got for us, though, Dave?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm doing fabulous. Fabulous. I'm hearing from a lot of these Baltimore Ravens fans that are disappointed by not signing Maxx Crosby because of his injury. You know, I mean, you're one of the best one of the Ravens fans out there. Can you give me a take on what's going on in Baltimore? You okay, my man?
Yeah, I'm okay. The Ravens are tripping. They're trying to jug and finesse. I told you. It's crazy what they're doing. I think the punishment, as I'm trying to get back on task here, the punishment for the Ravens is no one's going to want to do business with them anymore. Now that they know that they're going to continue to try to pull wool over people's eyes. Oh my gosh. Dave, you know the time it's 1:50 a.m. on the East Coast. We're cutting up over here. I hope I didn't run Dave away. He was trying to get some real sports talk in, and that's what we bring you here on What's Up on Sports Night. But man, I woke up at 10 o'clock this morning. Y'all know I don't be going to bed till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I am so restless right now that everything is hilarious. I'm sorry.
For those that also just don't know generally, you also take a nap leading up to the show, so there's ample opportunities to get a lot of rest. This is probably the longest you've gone without sleeping while also having to work in God knows how long.
I should do this more because this is funny as hell, though.
We've reached the point in the show where we're not even laughing at anything. We're just laughing at each other, and then we're seeing each other in the chat laughing, and it's just forcing us to laugh even harder.
It's crazy. Whew. Oh, my God. People are probably like, what the hell is so funny? But this is why you got to watch us on YouTube as well. Yeah, exactly. Nothing.
That's
Nothing
the part.
is so funny. You got to watch us on YouTube. You got to check us out on our 200-plus affiliates across the country. Flebeck, you keep coming in here talking about the Migos. He says a kid. He says you a kid. No wonder you think Migos is number one. But, yeah, when you started ISN, I thought you were in your 40s. In my 40s, Slim. Man, I get really insulted by that. I do. There's no one on this program, me, Oliver, Denton, Josh, George, tallest Latino in Sports Talk Radio, who's doing swell, by the way.
Do we know? I never know that we got the age of Mondo. I never asked. That wasn't like a question that I had. But I don't know that we ever got the age. I mean, Oliver young as hell. You're young as hell. I'm like average age.
Yeah, I was about to say, now I'm young as hell. That's crazy.
Josh a little bit older than me. He's the old geezer on the program at the ripe age. I think he's like 32.
Yeah, ripe age of 32. What a saying. 310-840-4910 is the number. Real quick, and I guess in the 2 o'clock hour, we'll open up the entire can of worms. Remember we were talking about Dak Prescott last night and why he ultimately called it off. We were giving him a bunch of crap, as we should. As we should have been giving him crap, because who the hell does a joint bachelorette party? You idiot. You were asking for something bad to happen. I know why he was trying to do a joint bachelorette party. Bands that make her dance is what I would say. Dak Prescott, I have it on good authority that he cheated with a member of the Cowboys.
The wife of the member of the Cowboys. We're putting him in a little different boxes than he is putting himself into.
I literally how much is coughed up a lung? That's ridiculous. Everything is just coming out stupid right now for me. But no, TMZ's reporting that he cheated on his wife. Infidelity's been going on for years. Apparently, this marriage was supposed to stop the infidelity, but he probably cheated on the bachelorette trip.
Usually not how that one works.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I was saying this, though, and maybe somebody in our older audience can tap in on this. Y'all had it so much harder back then. It's so easy to cheat in 2026. All you got to do is send a DM. Imagine if he was raised in the 80s and the 90s, and you had to really physically walk over to your significant other to cheat. It's just way harder. I don't know. I felt like I broke news with that, and sold me. You don't think it's harder to cheat?
Yeah. I mean, participating.
All right, yeah.
I don't know what it was like back in the day. I feel like it'd be a little easy because no one knew where you were.
We will reset and recap the big stories of the day in sports. Bam Adebayo passing Kobe, and then Maxx Crosby back in Sin City. We'll recap it all next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Wow. It has been a hell of a night here on Westwood One Sports Night. Youngest in charge, Linnell Willingham, riding with you for about another hour before we hand things over to the Drake Toll Show. Full transparency, I am trying to pull myself together from the commercial break. I mean, it has been, I told you all, if you're just now joining us, I mean, I've never done, what I'm doing tonight, it's never been done by me before. Denton is like some sort of like lunatic, so he's able to do this and be sane. I went to bed last night at like 5 o'clock a.m. We were on stream for like an hour post-show in my kitchen, making bacon, pancakes, eggs. People were joining on my cholesterol. It was a good time. After that, I don't think I hit the hay officially until like 5 o'clock. And the new bit that I've picked up, and it's not really new, and I wonder if anybody out there does this as well. Am I old or weird or just normal? I fall asleep to rain noises. I'm talking about severe Category 3 thunderstorms. Is that even a thing, a Category 3 thunderstorm? I'm hyping it. But you pick up what I'm saying. I am like now, I've laughed too much throughout the program where I'm wheezing. This is getting bad. But I sleep with the rain noises on, and I had to get up this morning at like 10 o'clock to do headshots out in D.C., about a 40-minute drive from me, and I haven't gotten my nap in today. I'm the youngest in charge. I also take naps like I'm the youngest in charge because I need to. We're doing overnight radio. I'm off at 3 a.m., and then this place is so sick that I'm off Thursday and Friday, and then they ask me to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning to host a show on the weekends. It's like they're trying to kill me, literally. I love it, though. So I'm a little restless tonight. I've told a lot of interesting stories, including my abuse of flatulence in local grocery stores and things of that nature. We've talked about a lot. What we were talking about during the break, I wish I could bring it to the air, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But if you're just now joining us, if you're getting off the late night shift, if you're just now clocking in, if you're on your way into work, what a Tuesday it was in the world of sports. Bunch of different things went down. Let's just start right off at the top. To open up this program tonight, we had to pretend at first for me like it was impressive that Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. I was pretending for like the first 5-10 minutes of the show. Then I eventually realized, what the hell am I talking about? What Bam Adebayo did on Tuesday night against the Washington Wizards, it should be viewed like when your kid like scores their first touchdown. It happened, but you realize there's going to be many, many more touchdowns scored in their career. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but I'm doing my best to try and underscore what Bam Adebayo did tonight. He shot 43 free throws en route to an 83-point performance against the Washington Wizards. My Washington Wizards, my beloved Washington Wizards. And I know how some of you are feeling because you all tweet at me at all hours in the morning saying, oh, I love the show. You type at me in the YouTube chat saying, oh, brother, we love you. You call in, first-time caller, woo, 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 love you. When I tell you I'm a Wizards fan, like, what does it make you think about me? Is it like, the best way that I describe it, it's like meeting a stallion in the club. It's like meeting an absolute baddie in the club. She's put together well. She's got a nice lace front, weave hitting, or if she's a natural-haired woman, natural hair hitting, makeup looks good, but then her breath smells like 10 cans of Bounce That Ass. That's what it's like for me after you hear me after a while, and then I tell you I'm a Wizards fan. It's almost like I ruined it for you. But, like, tonight was personal for me. Tuesday night was personal for me. My Wizards gave up 150 points, and they made Bam Adebayo relevant. I'm so annoyed by everything that Bam did tonight. From bringing Asia Wilson to the postgame presser, like, are we kidding? Asia was like, oh, I missed his 10,000-point performance because he scored 10,000 career points earlier this year. She was like, oh, I missed that, so I had to be here for tonight. Like you knew he was going to shoot 43 free throws tonight. Asia Wilson. Come on, man. NBA record 43 free throws shot. NBA record 36 free throws made for one Bam Adebayo en route to an 83-point performance. Second most points scored ever in an NBA game. Passes Kobe Bean Bryant. But the numbers were awful. If Bam Adebayo could hit the wide side of a barn from three, he finished 7-22. Now, I've been ragging on that number all night, by the way. Excuse me. That was not radio friendly. I've been ragging on that number all night, 7-22. I'm finally going to do the math. On just how well or how poorly he shot it. 32%. Okay, that's not terrible. Okay, it's not as bad as I was making it seem. But going 7-22 is nuts. If he would have hit a couple of more of those threes, he may have had 100 points tonight. He may have had 100 damn points tonight if he could hit the wide side of a barn. But this is my frustration, and we've talked about it throughout the course of the night tonight. My problem with it is that it wasn't organic. It was forced. It was manufactured. If you watch this game, the last 2 minutes of this bad boy, they're playing Hack-A-Wizard, doing whatever they can to try and get Bam Adebayo as many shots as possible. Going 1-on-4, 1-on-3, he's getting triple-teamed. Yet they force-fed him the basketball, and they did everything in their power to make sure he got the record. I'm not impressed by it. There was another really, really impressive performance tonight in the world of basketball. It wasn't in the NBA. It was in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. The best freshman in the country, A.J. DeBonsa, 40 points, 15-21 from the field. He was awesome. If we're going to highlight a tremendous basketball moment from Tuesday night, please don't let it be Bam Adebayo. And I'm not trying to throw any shade at Bam. I just think anybody out there that watches basketball and really is a student of the game and has a respect for the sport, you know we can't really hype this up, what we saw tonight. We can't. Now, it got me thinking, and we didn't really hash this out throughout the show. If you had to put a finger on who was going to be the next guy to go for over 83 points, to break or to pass maybe Bam Adebayo. Luka 2 years ago had 74. I continue to think he's the guy. Can I be so honest? The way that Con Knippel's shooting the cover off the damn basketball makes me think he could go for 80-plus points. But no, man. I'm not impressed by what Bam Adebayo did. I'm not trying to totally minimize what he did, but, like, the fact that Miami went to the lengths that they went during the final moments, the final 2-3 minutes of this basketball game, it shouldn't have happened. But shout out to him. Happy that he got to experience the moment. I hope he's proud. Like I said, though, A.J. DeBonsa, the more impressive performance. Why? The context around it. BYU winning, advancing to the second round of the Big 12 tournament. The big story this week out of the Big 12 ahead of the tournament was the fact that DeBonsa who's led all of college basketball in scoring this year, number one scorer, leading scorer in the country, he was snubbed for Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. And this is something that we were going to get to last night. But, like, I'm not the biggest college basketball junkie. I'm not. But this snub of A.J. DeBonsa may be one of the biggest snubs, dare I say, in the history of college basketball. I mean, really think about it, man. Really think about it. The player of the year, Jaden Bradley, from the University of Arizona. And Arizona's a really good team. Some people are going to call them the best team in the country. Some people are going to say they're the national title favorite. He's not even the best guard in his own backcourt. His backcourt mate, Brayton Burries, the freshman, to me, is a better player than Jaden Bradley. But he won the award. How the hell, first of all, like, Denton, can you help me out on this? Football, maybe the rules are a little bit different. Is it the coaches that vote on this? What is the explanation? Why was this decision made?
I think it varies for every conference, but it's usually for these sorts of awards, there's a very heavy reliance on media voting.
So if it's on the media, is there a dude that's been more highly touted this year in the media in terms of the freshman than DeBonsa? Especially here over the past month or so. He's leading all of college basketball in scoring. He's got BYU as a team that looks like they're going to make the tournament. This is the first week all year that they haven't been ranked. But he's had a tremendous year. So to give it to Jalen Bradley, like I didn't understand it. Jaden Bradley, rather. I'm sorry. I didn't understand it. Now, DeBonsa did make Big 12 all-first team. Or all Big 12 first team, excuse me. He was the freshman of the year. But he didn't get the award that he clearly should have gotten. And that is the Big 12 Player of the Year, which is taken home by Jaden Bradley. There were some people that thought J.T. Toppin was going to win Player of the Year. When you think about his numbers that he put up before he tore his ACL, Denton, he had a really strong case.
I guess Jaden Bradley was named by the conference, wasn't he? Here's the thing that really sucks. There are so many damn awards, and there's so many different people that put forth all of these different awards. So, for example, the AP named him DeBonsta. You know, they named him Big 12 Player of the Year.
So the AP did it, but the conference itself didn't.
But the conference itself, so like Arizona on their website, they have it listed as Jalen Bradley named Big 12 Player of the Year, and I guess that one's done by the conference. Why are there so many? Because I have this issue in college football too, and I'm a little deeper into the college football stuff. Why are there so many different damn awards?
Because they want everyone to feel included. It's the participation trophy era. We know how it gets. We know how it gets.
I don't need that.
Yeah, I just want the best guys getting the accolades. But DeBonsa, like, being snubbed by the conference is stupid. And it's no shade to Jaden Bradley, but, like, you're not even the best player on your team, dude. So, like, to give it to him just didn't make a whole lot of sense for me. But to me, A.J. DeBonsa tonight was the best performance in all of basketball, despite Bam Adebayo passing Kobe Bryant for the second most points ever scored in an NBA game. He dropped 83 against the Washington Wizards, who lost 129 to 150. The damn Wizards gave up 150 points. I know there are some folks out there in the D.C. area driving into work right now. Put a paper bag over your head when you walk into the office if you're a Wizards fan today. If you're on the way to whatever job you got and you happen to rep the district and you are a Wizards fan, I apologize. Put a paper bag over your head. You should want to hide.
I did find out the voting. It's the 16 coaches that voted on Bradley. Because there's no way that the media would vote anyone other than DeBonsta. They've been preparing for this kid for 2 years.
Yeah. I agree. It's silly. I'm glad you tried to make some sort of logic out of the situation. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The other big-time news that we got that we're going to continue to talk about here in the final half hour or so of the program. Maxx Crosby, ladies and gentlemen, now a member of the Las Vegas Raiders once again. On Friday, the deal was agreed upon that would send Crosby to the Ravens in exchange for the number 14 overall pick and then Baltimore's 2027 first-rounder. Maxx Crosby's been in B-More all weekend. He's partying, smoking stogies with Shabuzi. He's on Instagram doing jersey swaps. His profile picture, his avatar, is him in a damn Ravens uniform. He put out a 13-minute video to Raiders Nation saying goodbye, apologizing. By the way, it annoyed the hell out of me. It annoyed the hell out of me talking about when he apologized to Raider Nation. Like, come on, Max. You a dog, brother. You don't got to apologize. They sucked. It wasn't your fault. But he apologized. He was very emotional, but he definitely felt like he was ready to flip the page, so to speak. And that happened for a couple of days. He's been in Baltimore all weekend. He was at the facility with the coaches all day today. And then at about 9 o'clock tonight, a bombshell tweet comes out from the account of the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm trying to quickly pull up the Raiders account here because I want to accurately quote what the hell they put out because this was unprecedented. At 8:02 p.m., the Raiders account on X tweeted, "The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We will have no further comment at this time." He did it, is basically what that sounded like. They got out in front of this thing. If you've been listening to the show, you know how I stand on this. Or where I stand on this. I think the Ravens absolutely tried to pull a fast one on not just the Raiders, but the rest of the National Football League. The Baltimore Ravens, here's a line of reporting and what made me think this way. Diana Rossini of The Athletic first reported that this trade was rescinded as a result of a failed physical from the Ravens. They gave him a failed physical designation. Immediately when I saw that, I said, okay, something is fishy here. The Ravens are moving wacky is the best way that I could put it. The Ravens aren't moving with integrity and class and dignity and sportsmanship, for that matter. They are basically giving a big middle finger to the other 31 teams in the NFL because of the trickle-down effect of this designated failed physical. Failed physical, my ass. Here's what happened, people. Let me take the wool from over your eyes. I'm going to take you to Diana Rossini's earlier tweet from about 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time. Trey Hendrickson, who came out and was initially asking for $40+ million annually, and all the other teams are looking at him like his ass is crazy. He didn't have much of a market at that point because teams were not willing to go to that number. As we approach the start of the new league year, Maxx Crosby's number, and he's telling teams that number is going down. I'm going to, lower my asking price. And in doing that, the Ravens all of a sudden felt like, well, if Trey is lowering his price, I'm sure that they're talking to his reps. And the Ravens right now, to me, are the odds-on favorite to land Trey Hendrickson. The Ravens rescinded this deal. The Ravens designated Crosby with a failed physical once it was made public that Trey Hendrickson's asking price was going down. If you are the Ravens, this is what your thought process was. From a statistical standpoint, Trey Hendrickson, more impactful, more productive as a pass rusher than Maxx Crosby. I can get the more productive rusher and not have to give away premium draft capital by way of the 2 first-round picks. So the Ravens said, you know what? We got a deal. I expect tomorrow at around noon, 1 p.m. Eastern time, guaranteed before we get on the air, me and Josh Graham tomorrow night, I think Trey Hendrickson's going to be a Raven. Now, the other flip side of this is just the domino effect that ultimately this deal had on the edge rusher market in the NFL, and why I say be more is giving the rest of the NFL a big middle finger. Jalen Phillips, the highest edge rusher contract that's signed, 4 years, $120 million with the Panthers. His number doesn't go up to 120 if Maxx Crosby's on the open market and available via trade. Maxx Crosby not being available via trade, I think, inflated the entire edge rush market. It's why you saw Dafe Owe get $100 million from Washington. Now, it's why Trey Hendrickson had leverage to ask for the big-time money he was asking for. Now that Maxx is off of the market, guess what? Trey's number goes down a little bit, right? It's so fascinating. I think the Ravens have soured their relationship with the other teams in the NFL, and I don't know if Roger Goodell is going to punish Baltimore for doing this, but the bottom line is this. If you don't know about the way physicals work in the NFL, it is totally up to the team. It's up to the discretion of the organization whether or not to pass a guy on a physical. Everybody and their mama knows that Maxx Crosby was coming off of, meniscus surgery. Everybody knows he's going to be available come training camp. So the Ravens failing him on the physical, I'm telling you, has nothing to do with health and everything to do with their desire to keep their draft capital.
So tomorrow the league year starts. I say tomorrow because you and I are going to bed. If you're not going to go to bed, you stay up. The league year starts today, right? It's the 11th of March. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. What happens first? Trey Hendrickson puts the dotted line or signs the dotted line to be a Baltimore Raven, or Brandon Ayuk signs the dotted line as a Washington Commander.
Ooh, that's something else we got to look forward to when it comes to tomorrow for the old burgundy and glass. I do my Birdman hands, man. I'm ready for it. This free agency cycle for Washington, and I was listening to Sports Talk Radio in D.C. all day today because I was out and about in the car, something I normally don't do, and everyone's stressing over the fact that Washington hasn't added a wide receiver. They haven't added playmakers on offense. Last time I checked, the major issues for the Commanders lied on the defensive side of the football. So I don't get as, annoyed as them missing out on the offensive guys as I do them missing out on the defensive guys. The one other thing that's kind of annoyed me with Washington, stop doing this sad-ass bit of telling everybody, hey, we were almost in. We were the second team to sign. We were the second, he almost came to us. We were the last team standing. No one cares. You won 5 games last year. You got to win. Bottom line. It's fascinating, though, man. We will see how free agency continues to play out. But buckle up, man. Tomorrow, the league year, or later today, the league year officially starts. I think there will be plenty of more fireworks. 310-840-4910 is the number. We'll get to the most highly anticipated audio vault in all Sports Talk Radio and say what next.
Kenneth Walker is headed to Kansas City. The Super Bowl MVP teams up with Patrick Mahomes and the returning Travis Kelce. With Walker at running back, are the Chiefs now Super Bowl favorites? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
Here I go. Westwood One Sports Night continues by another half hour left to go with the youngest in charge, Linnell Willingham. You can keep the conversation rolling with me on social media. Same handle on each and every social media platform. It is at NELL_BTP. We appreciate you locking into the program, however you're doing so, on our over 200 affiliates nationwide as we take you coast to coast nightly here on Westwood One Sports Night. You can check out the visual element of the program on YouTube and on X. On YouTube, just search Westwood One Sports Night. Like, subscribe, comment to help keep those numbers booming, baby. Last night was our most viewed show in the history of the program. I think we may have broken that record tonight. We don't have the official numbers in yet tonight, but you all have been active, liking, subscribing, typing in the chat, being active, helping us do our thing, man. So we appreciate you here on Westwood One Sports Night. We're going to get to the most highly anticipated audio vault in Sports Talk Radio coming up momentarily, but I do want to get to Tom out in Illinois. He wants to chime in on Mad Maxx Crosby. What do you think, pal? What's going on, Tom? Oh, he dropped. When you said he dropped, I thought it was him responding. I got excited. Did you hear my voice change? My voice inflection definitely went up there. Well, okay. Since we don't have to call it, you want to read some comments from the chat? The chat's always interesting. I appreciate the words of encouragement. RMZ whack. You're gonna make it. Hang in there. Look, tired as hell, man. I've already told the story like 6 times already on the show. But I guess I'll tell it again. I've been up since 10 o'clock this morning. I didn't go to bed till 5. No nap at me today. I'm just absolutely winging it right now.
Did you have a Mountain
someone
Dew?
got
Did you
bullied
have
in
a
the chat.
Coke? Did you have a Fanta? Because you're not a coffee guy. Like, I think people need to understand, as much as I've been trying to get you to drink coffee. We're open for business from sponsors, and we can be bought.
Yes, indeed.
But you're not a coffee guy. So, like, what do you do to stay awake?
I nap. And I normally Mountain Dew Code Red is like my caffeine of choice. I actually, what would this be at my 11 o'clock? I have Baja Blast staring at me, and I could throw it on the rocks and power through this bad boy, but I like the sense of like delusion that I gain when I'm tired. I think it's hilarious. So this has been a fun show. But yeah, coffee's never been my thing. It's never been my thing. I'm lactose intolerant, full disclosure. I already kind of let you all into my flatulence life and what I was doing circa 2012 in Targets. If anyone that like didn't hear that segment earlier is probably like, what the hell was he doing in Target in 2012?
Yeah, listen to the show.
Yeah, you miss a day, you miss a lot. You miss a segment, you miss a lot. Where was I going with that? I just totally lost my train of thought.
Lactose.
Coffee, yeah. That's the reason I won't drink coffee is, especially on the air, Denton would have to like pinch hit during segments because like I know that I would just be crushed by coffee. Not my thing.
There's
I told you while I'm
other
growing
forms
up.
of milk.
Well, I do have lactate milk. I told you while I'm growing up in real time. 28 years of age, I bossed up and got lactate milk, and I've been living comfortably with my 5 boxes of cereal on the.
Yeah, but there's even
top of my
stuff
fridge.
outside of lactate that's not gonna, just lactate obviously works, but like that's not gonna destroy your stomach. Because I don't know that most coffee places carry lactate. You either get almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk.
Okay. Almond milk is a thing. I've had that. I just feel like anything that's not lactate, maybe it's like placebo. To me, anything that's not lactate just totally just fries me.
Well, I would
Totally
imagine you haven't had a lot of almond or oat milk in life.
I've never had oat milk. I've never had soy. I've had almond milk. I remember when I was in high school, I think it was either my aunt or my uncle was like, yeah, we're doing this health thing. We're going to start drinking almond milk, but not you, Linnell. It's just for us. And I got in trouble for drinking their almond milk. It was so good. Yeah, they were being stingy about their little health kick. It was weird. Tom, are you back, pal? Let's go to Tom out in Illinois. Wants to check in. Tom, do you think your Bears are going to end up with Maxx Crosby?
No, but I got a couple questions for you, and actually I got another question for you. Now that you said the last hour could be more like another type of questions, you're more open to other questions. But anyway, I just want to get. But that's a good point. I think something is fishy about this, and I often wonder if maybe something may have gone on, maybe in the back rooms between Ryan Poles and the Ravens. Who knows? To try to lower the value, but it just doesn't make sense. I do think though it's going to ruin the Ravens for future trades. I got another question to ask. Though you got me. I do the same thing at Target myself, actually. Yeah, I do the same thing at Target once. I live right by a Target here. Once in a while, I'll do the same thing, and I get kind of funny looks. And the hardest thing is trying to keep a straight face. But I got one more question for you.
How old are you? Hold on. I was 12. How old are you?
I'm 72.
That ass is probably right.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I can almost tell sometimes. I can tell how it feels, whether it's going to be, how bad it's going to be. But I use that. But I got another question to ask you, and don't take offense to this, but
it's your last one. This your last one. This your last damn question, Tom.
I will.
You called back to tell us about your funky ass. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, no, but a friend of mine, she's dating a black guy right now, and for about 5 years on and off. And I made a comment to her a few years ago. I says, well, there's stereotypes that black men don't like to do certain things orally or with women. And she said to me after 2 years, she said, "How'd you know that?" I says, "Well, it's kind of been and finally her boyfriend admitted that to her. I was wondering, where does that come from? Is that just a myth or what?"
He just basically asked me why black men don't participate in oral sex. Do y'all hear what's happening here? Are y'all peeping what's going on? This is not a real place, young. This is not a real place, dog.
And that's a real person. Like we don't do the fakes. We don't that's a real human being that just called and asked that.
That was a person. This is why the number's booming. Because of people like Tom, man. I am like, wow. Didn't what? Can we that call's got to get cut up and that's got to go somewhere. Like send that to Drake. That is amazing.
I'm still stuck on the fact that being old is the best thing ever because you can't, like, what are you going to fight a 72-year-old because he farted? You're like, yeah, he's probably on so much medication that he doesn't have a choice.
Dog. First of all, and that last caller is a registered voter. I mean, people are going on him in the chat, but damn, dog. Yeah, now how the hell am I supposed to continue to talk about sports?
I mean, just logically speaking, if you had a question about a myth that's been around for a long period of time, would you ask a dude in the 20s how the myth got created? Are you serious?
It's incredible. I think he was just trying to go on the brothers out there of America, trying to say that's why we don't. Maybe we're not hitting at a high enough rate because we don't do that. There are more calls, so this can only get better. Let's go to Herb out in Pittsburgh. What up, Herb?
Hey, what up, Leno? So, got a quick question about this Maxx Crosby thing. All right. Yes, so if Baltimore is denying him medically, where does that leave him? Does he go back to where he was?
He goes back. He goes back to the Raiders. But I'm trying to tell you all, Baltimore is putting on a total front right now.
No
He's
doubt.
not. Everyone knows how hurt he is. Everyone knows that, like, technically, you don't have to pass him on a physical, but you're banking on him being ready for training camp. His medicals are fine. His medicals are fine. The Ravens are trying to pull a fast one. I'm telling you to keep your eyes peeled for Trey Hendrickson signing in Baltimore tomorrow afternoon. That's what this reeks of. That's what this reeks of.
I got you.
Hey, man, real quick, you're a Steeler fan, right?
Oh, you know I am.
Brother, just listen real close when I say this.
Oh, jeez.
If they end up bringing back Aaron Rodgers,
oh, God,
I want you to
that.
go up to Latrobe. I want you to go outside the facility with a pitchfork and a blowtorch and demand answers. Demand answers. That's it. And tell them the youngest in charge sent you, damn it. Appreciate the call. 310-840-4910 is the number. Steven is in Dallas. Wants to talk about Bam Adebayo. Steve, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
I'm out here in Dallas right now, and it's raining cats and dogs. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a DoorDash right now. I just woke up not too long ago, and I see Bam Adebayo dropped 83 points. That can't be real, man, right?
It was the worst. Look, I promise you didn't miss much, bro. You should have stayed asleep. But you're getting that money, so I'm mad at you. It was the worst 83-point performance you'll ever see. He shot a NBA record 43 free throw attempts, and made 36 of them, most in NBA history. Here's the more disappointing part. I'll keep banging the drum on this Bam thing. The most disappointing part of it is if he would have hit the wide side of a barn from three, he was 7-22 from downtown. He should have dropped 100. Is he still there? Is that caller still there? No. Damn it. I wanted to ask him what Denton threw in the chat there on YouTube. Where's he door dashing?
I wanted to know that too, but it sounded like he was holding his phone out in the rain.
Jeez. Look how dedicated, what type of dedicated listeners we got, man. Door
Where do you
dashing
think
in the
the
rain.
saying raining cats and dogs comes from?
I don't know, but it's so old. Oh, my main man.
I think that's definitely one of mine.
That's ridiculous. Oliver, give that to me again. Oh, well, I would say this, and I don't mean to give favorites on the show. I don't mean to show favoritism. Corey in Baltimore, maybe our smartest caller, man. Corey, what's going on, brother? I know you're probably about to try to cuss me out. Your Ravens are trying to cheat, brother.
Oh, well, time out. I'm no Ravens fan. Don't you cuss me out like that. I'm a Colts fan, buddy.
I forgot. I'm a
Colts fan.
And may God be with you. And may God be with you, good brother.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a loyal citizen of Zamunda with them, man. I really am, man. But I want to give you a little something about being lactose. I'm lactose intolerant myself, man.
Okay.
So I don't know how familiar you are with Columbia, man. So I got this Target right here in Columbia that's right off of Route 1 and 175.
Oh the hell on, man.
And I'm so familiar with them. So I drive a front load trash truck, and I'm so cool with these people that, sometimes when I knock on that back door, they automatically know. Man, let Corey in, man, so he can use the bathroom so he can get on back to his work and whatnot, man. So I just fixed me and my family a homemade pot of lasagna. And the one thing that I hate is, man, lactate got to bring out some cheese, man. Because this
I'm telling you, brother, it would
man,
change the damn game. It changed the damn game, Corey.
Monday,
I'm telling you.
Monday when I came to work, man, my stomach was so tied up, man. I banged on that door and banged on that door, man. When they finally opened up, they like, oh, my God, man, come on in, bro. Come on in.
They had Corey, look, they had Corey ass sweating outside the Target.
Oh, man, bro, I tell you. But, yeah, back to
Corey, real quick on your Colts. Real quick on your Colts, real quick, bro. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you before. Y'all got to rescind this franchise tag from Daniel Jones, man.
Man, let me tell you
in a
something,
make or break year, for Steichen and Ballard to be in a do or die situation, Corey, and they're gonna rely on the oft injured Daniel Jones. I know he played well last year, but who's to say it happens again?
I am so disappointed because that coaching corral this year was something spectacular, and I thought that she would.
I know.
After we had the season that we had, you would start right there. But when she announced that she was bringing them back. And then on top of that, you done traded our leading tackler for the past 3 years. Then you done set up
Zaire, right? Hey man, I know
man.
Z.
Yes.
I got a mutual friend. So my producer in DC is a line brother with Zaire Franklin. So I get to shoot the pretty often.
I'm trying to hold on, man. I'm trying to hold on. After they did what they did to Andrew Luck, man, I'm trying to hold on, man.
It gets deep.
Every game that I watch and I'm in attendance, man, I sit in the corner to myself, man, and everybody just looking at me, man, like, what you guys say now?
Trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. I dig it.
Yeah,
all right,
man,
Corey, I appreciate you as always, good brother. Enjoy the rest of your shift, man. 310-840-4910 is the number. You know what time it is, man. I've been waiting. I may not even be on camera when we come back on YouTube. Denton Day puts the show to bed next.
We are in the heart of free agency. This is the week that will shape your team's NFL season. Who will they add? Who will they lose? Follow every signing, surprise cut, and blockbuster trade as it happens on Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Westwood One Sports Night. Here's Linnell Willingham.
So I'm looking at Bam Adebayo highlights. Apparently he shot hella air balls tonight during his performance. That was the big story of the night. Bam Adebayo, 83 points over the Washington Wizards, an NBA record, 43 free throws attempted, NBA record, 36 free throws made, 22 three-point attempts, tied for the third most in an NBA game ever. He passes Kobe Bryant for the second most points ever in an NBA regulation game with 83 points. Maxx Crosby, no longer a member of the Raiders. They rescind the deal. They get their first-round picks back. Crosby goes back to Las Vegas. They're going to find a suitor for him here in the coming days. One thing that I want you to keep your eyes peeled for later this afternoon, Trey Hendrickson, I think, ends up a Baltimore Raven. That's why they rescinded the deal. And guess what? The rest of the NFL going to be mad as hell at the Baltimore Ravens. But without further ado, my favorite part of the show, especially on a day like today where your boy has just been on the move, got up. First of all, got off last night at 2:54, obviously. We're on stream for an additional hour because you all are kicking ass that much on YouTube. Make sure you continue to like, subscribe, and comment. We're on the chase for 1,000 subs. Most highest viewed show ever last night. I think we're going to break that record tonight. I didn't go to bed till about 5 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 10, went to go get a headshot out in D.C., 40-minute drive. No nap today, so I'm tired. So without further ado, we'll let Denton Day put me and the show to bed.
All right, I'm loaded with some stuff here because I was originally going to ask Linnell. I was going to be like, man, I should come to the audience. I'm like looking at getting potentially a Nintendo Switch. I need to know how people feel about a Nintendo Switch.
A video game console?
A video game console. I've been kind of playing a little bit more video games as of late just because I need something to distract from some outside noise. And summer's coming up where it's less football, you know what I mean? So it was like, all right, maybe I should ask people how they feel about a Nintendo Switch. And then something else came to mind. It's free agency frenzy right now in the NFL, right? Have you seen the setup that Adam Schefter has on the Pat McAfee show?
It looks like he's in like a dungeon.
So I'm going to throw it on the YouTube chat. If you're not listening on YouTube, go over to YouTube. I'm going to throw it on here. This is Adam Schefter on McAfee.
It looks so fake.
Dog, it looks like he is about to call everybody reptilians. He's going to point to Maxx Crosby. He looks like he's Alex Jones preaching about the NWO. Like, who set him up with this?
This
This
not a
looks
good look.
awful.
And you see Shefty's got multiple phones because you see the multiple chargers. Do you think he's really round the clock working the way that he makes it seem like he is?
Yeah, I think he is. I don't love the bit, by the way. I don't want to rag on him totally, but I don't love the bit where he now starts tweeting about basketball things.
Yeah, like keep your ass in your lane. Know your role and shut your damn mouth. You're 100% right, Dan. I agree.
Especially because like it's free agency frenzy right now. I have the Shefty notifications on. It's like a big deal when Adam Schefter is tweeting, right? Even if it's just a repost, maybe he's reposting a colleague and it's the deal, the numbers on a deal or something like that. I don't need him tweeting about Bam Adebayo. I got plenty of Bam Adebayo content on the timeline. I don't need him tweeting about that.
I agree. So, what's your what's your biggest gripe with all of this then?
Adam Schefter's setup, I think it looks terrible. Like it's visually not appealing. He looks like Jay.
Did you like the idea of them all being in the
Thunderdome?
Thunderdome? Did you like the idea of them being? I'll be totally honest. I had a total brain lapse here for a second. Do you like the idea of them all being in the Thunderdome? The way that it was.
What does that mean? I don't watch the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, okay. So it was the show's usual suspects.
Yes.
Plus Peter Schrager, Dan Orlovsky, and then Adam Schefter. I watched the entire free agency frenzy on Monday, all 3 hours streamed live on YouTube. It was pretty cool, but
they got a badass setup though.
That's what I was basically.
They got a badass setup. They just need to design it better. Like first of all, that kind of design is like super dated. Like this was big as hell in 2012 when these like weird podcasts are kind of popping up everywhere, and you're getting all these like crazy takes. But this is just like kind of an old setup. I just don't love the setup. And again, it makes it look like he's going to call Maxx Crosby a reptilian.
And I do want to rag on Shefty for a hot second. He does this bit with his voice. He does a fake voice bit, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's why he's so easy to impersonate. And he kept you could just tell that he's a guy that's used to tweeting and writing. His TV hits were all awful yesterday. Not being overly critical, but they were all awful. He kept repeating words and stuff. It wasn't good.
I have a love-hate relationship with the idea that he gets to constantly be on his phone on television.
What do you love about it? What do you hate about it here?
Like it's cool because like, oh my God, he's like breaking news in real time. But then sometimes it's not cool because I'm like, we can just take you off the shot. Like we don't need you there if you're just gonna be sitting there on your phone the entire time.
They did this annoying bit on the 3-hour special yesterday where every time Shefty put out a tweet, they go, Shefty alert, let's go out to Adam Schefter, and he goes, yep, and does his stupid Shefty voice, and he's like texting. He wasn't making eye contact while breaking one of them, and like they have a solo shot on him, and he's looking down at his phone. And it just looks bad. But shout out to him. Where do you like rank him amongst the GOAT insiders? As we got about 20 seconds left here.
Woj is still probably the GOAT, even though his St. Bonaventure thing.
St. Bon, they just interviewed a pretty high-profile coach to be the next head coach. I forgot who it was. Oh, it's Wizards assistant David Vanderpool. They interviewed him. So there's that. The Wizards gave up 83 to Bam tonight, so they probably shouldn't get mentioned anymore. Watch out for Trey Hendrickson to the Ravens, people. That's going to do it for Westwood One Sports Night. Back with you tonight. Drake's next.
This is Westwood One Sports.